Yo, it's your boy Ty Sharp from the one only high class hoodlums, and you're now tuned in to another episode of Jersey Culture. Yo, Sal, what's good, my boy?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Champion Stax, and I'm still in the cut, working hard to make it work.
Hey, man, we got a special guest in the building today, man. We ain't got no regular guest. We got a special guest, you heard? Running for the Board of Education. Rutgers alum. She works somewhere we not allowed to know about. Extra, you know what I'm saying? The most beautiful, you feel what I'm saying? Bree in the building. How you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be a part of something so dope.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get right into it. So, how does it feel being a Rutgers alum? I want to know what that's like.
You know what? I love Rutgers. I'm biased. My mom went to Rutgers. My whole family went to Rutgers. I hope that my children go to Rutgers, but I'm just very proud to be a Black woman that attended the university. I think it's a very accredited university, and I'm just Rutgers strong, so you can't tell me nothing about my school.
Hey, look, listen, my little cousin, you feel what I'm saying? I done paid some tuition, so I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? She goes to Rutgers right now. She's in junior year. She ain't saying the same thing you saying right now. That's all I'm going to say. She ain't saying the same thing you saying.
You don't say it while you're there because the college experience, and again, me being a minority at a PWI, the college experience is different. But once you graduate, you have a different feeling towards your school because it's opened doors for me. Like maybe not while I was there, but once I graduated, I've literally had people say, oh, you know what? When I'm up for a job position, you know, I went to Rutgers. Don't worry, I'm going to be gunning for you to get the position, or I'm going to speak up for you. So it changes once you leave the school. College sucks. I'm not going to lie. College is a rough experience mentally. It's exhausting. And I had Caribbean parents, so they did not play that. Like, I had to have a certain GPA while I was at school.
Well, shout out to my cousin, you know what I'm saying? She's on the honors, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to K-Lock, we here with you. Now, look, so now that you graduated, you're doing your thing, now you come to the professional world. What was one of the first big jobs that you've gotten?
So I got lucky. And most college students, this doesn't happen, but I got my first job right after graduation. And that was at the Tamron Hall show. And I never forget it because I graduated on Sunday. And I'm not going to lie, I was drinking the night before. I'm a little hungover. And I get a phone call on Monday. And my phone was on 1%. And I missed the call. And I called them back. And they're like, do you want to come in for a job interview? And then I came in on that Wednesday. I got hired that same day.
That's rare. That's good.
My mom was like crying. She was so happy.
That's a story a lot of college kids want to have.
Yeah, it was dope.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Real.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, but that's really cool because now when you look back at it, and like a lot of people, college stories, they get a little unmotivated by it because they get out of college and they struggle to find work. Some of them go 2-3 years and they go on to like doing Uber Eats and stuff because maybe whatever they studied, it didn't work out. Now they're looking for work, and for you to just get the job right out of it, it's just like a super success story. So it's going to be really cool to look back at after your whole story is complete.
No, that's a fact. But one thing I want to say to college students, because I didn't know this until I transferred, because I didn't originally start at Rutgers. I went to UCC first, and I was like in the STARS program, so they paid for that, and I transferred. But I interned, and that's the reason why I got my job. Like, internships are so important. They don't stress the importance of that. And a second thing, the reason why I got my job is because of Black women. Like, anything that I've ever received in my life has been from a Black woman or a minority woman. When I went to college, the first day of class, I met my college bestie, and we just clicked. She was like, I like your nails, I like your skirt. And then she liked my work ethic, and she put me on to my first internship. There was a woman at the the Wendy Williams show, because that was my first internship, and her name was Talia Parkinson. And I look up to her to this day. She's verified. She works for Hoda, and I can't remember the name of the show, but she works for GMA. She's so dope. She was just like this powerful woman in the office. Like, she had her fro out. She was a boss, and I just wanted to impress her. That's all I wanted to do when I went into work, was think about how I can impress this woman. And on my last day of my internship, she called me into her office, and she gave me like a mini interview, but I knew after that she was looking to like bring me on to the Tamron Hall show, because she left to go to the Tamron Hall show. And even during my job interview, she was just like, she was so supportive. And I'm grateful, because I feel like that's the reason why I got my career started, because of other Black women that were looking out for me and kind of making sure that I had information that I feel like I wouldn't have had beforehand.
Built relationships very early.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's what internships really do, though. You don't get paid money, but you get paid in relationships, and you can meet a lot of good people.
Definitely. I definitely think that's like, well, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get to go all the way through college, but one of my best friends and the artist that I managed was in an internship at Converse. So being at Converse, like just going to visit him at the job, you got to meet so many people coming in there recording.
Right.
You
Exactly,
start
yeah.
talking and linking, and then from there it boosts to that, to that, to that. So I definitely think for a lot of people, networking is a big thing that you should do, especially if you go into a career field where you need connections in order to get to that next step. So
Especially if you know if your college career is about to be ending, you should be putting that legwork in for sure.
Have to.
I think with
Because it's
anything,
going to end, and then what? Now you don't have those opportunities. You're not going to have those groups that you could attend. You're not going to have those counselors or whoever's going to put you into these internships. So, got to take advantage of it for sure.
so you ain't try no Greek life while you was in school?
No, Rutgers. And I definitely love my Greeks. I have a lot of family that are Greek. But Rutgers at the time, they're very hard on the Divine Nine organizations. Any PWIs, they get in trouble for anything. And I just feel like there weren't as many options for the Black community to explore at Rutgers. So it was a tough decision.
Like these conversations I'm having at dinner with my little cousin. She like, yo, I'm trying to, see what's
Yeah,
good.
it's different at a PWI. Like it's not, the culture is there to the best of their ability. Like they do what they can.
Okay.
But it's very restricted. Like we don't have houses. I should say they don't have houses on campus where they can do certain events and fundraise. Yeah. All their stuff has to be off campus. Like they're very limited, and that is a part of the experience. And they can't do that.
And then, yeah, like you said, everything's off campus, so now everything's coming out of pocket.
Yeah.
And now you got to fund, so it just makes it hard.
I'm just was asking. I don't know. I didn't go to Rutgers. You know what I'm saying?
I can see it. That definitely made a lot of points.
Yeah.
So now you go from the Tamron Hall show, then what's the next step after that? Now that I don't know if you're still on the show or still working and producing, but what was the next step after that?
So I'm no longer producing, but after the Tamron Hall show, I did go back to the Wendy Williams show. And then after the Wendy Williams show, I took a little bit of a break from producing, just, figuring out some things that I wanted to do. And then I got offered a job for Meta, which at the time I think was still Facebook, and Jesse Collins Entertainment. So I went on as an associate producer because they were launching this project that was called like Facebook Live Audio Rooms. And then I ended up getting promoted and I became a producer at 23, which was a really big accomplishment for me. I was really excited. My parents are really proud. And then after that, I transitioned careers. So like you mentioned, I'm running for office. I'm running for Linden's Board of Education. My title is technically a commissioner. And my job right now, it's like I said, I can't say where I work.
She's a spy. You're gonna just put that. She's a spy.
I can't, but it's similar to producing. I'm producing in different ways. I'm a events coordinator, and I do like social media and things of that nature for the job that I'm at right now. But it's kind of similar to producing. It's just not with actual like how we're doing like a podcast or like something that would go on TV. We're producing people, I would say.
Got you.
Okay. That's cool.
So just getting more into depth of that. So now that you've experienced this new adulthood and getting it, what are some of the pressures that you put on yourself? Because I know a lot of us, when we start to, get out of that kid mode, because I think even in early college, you're still kind of a kid. Like you still look at your parents for certain things and you're still moving away that you're not moving as an adult would move. And now that you're in your adulthood now, what are some of the pressures that you put on yourself?
I think that I'm always in a rush. I think that, and I had this conversation with one of my good friends the other day, and I was telling her, like, I feel like I haven't accomplished anything in my life. And she was so, like, baffled by the fact.
Yeah. Don't say that.
I was just
I know, but it's a mental thing. I think that sometimes when you have all these big accomplishments, everybody looks at you and they're like, oh, her life must be perfect, or she has all these things done. But, like, really, when you have accomplished so much, there's always this added pressure to do what's next. So, like, everybody's always looking at me, and they always are asking, like, what's next? What are you doing? And I feel like I can never say that I did something wrong. Like, I feel like I have to be very perfect, and I feel like I always have to outdo what I did before. And I feel like becoming a producer at a young age or investing in certain properties at a young age, people are looking for you to do other things.
She's dropping gem. She's gonna tell you she got some property.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying,
I think I'm always in a competition with myself, and sometimes I think the competition can be unhealthy and unrealistic. And I think that sometimes I have to give myself more grace because I do not do that. I came from a Caribbean household. My mom was an immigrant. My mom came here and had straight A's. So yeah, I had a 3.8 in Rutgers, but my mom had a 4.0. So, and then also my dad, he was the first African-American mayor of his town. So I feel like I have a lot of big shoes to fill.
Oh, he dropping all these gems on us. Well, my dad's the mayor. Look,
Yeah.
supposed to say that like the beginning you meet somebody, oh, my dad is the
I try
mayor.
not to lead with that because sometimes, again, that becomes a shadow. Like everybody, I'm not known as Brianna. Sometimes I'm known as the mayor's daughter. So sometimes that's why initially I didn't go into politics. I established a career for myself because that was very personal for me to do because I didn't want anybody to ever turn around and say, I didn't want anybody to ever turn around and say your father did that for you. No. And even if he did, as a Black community, we have to stop doing that. There's nothing wrong with your parents putting you in a position.
I'm about to say, he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to
Put me on.
Point.
He's supposed to.
That's what we do that. I think those is also like not false narratives, but narratives that we allow to live even if they're not true. Because I feel like a lot of times we expect that to happen. Like my father's the mayor and I'm being raised. I should be raised to be groomed to. Yo, I want you to take what I'm doing
and
take it to
you
know what I'm saying?
The next level.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
so like,
why did he do it?
Exactly my point. So I think that some people might say that, but then some people might not. I just depend on how you raised and where you raised around.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's like different standards and things that are going on in our community that are just like some people think like this, some people think like this, some people in the middle. And as we are developing, we got to understand we on a comeback story. So our story is like new to us, but it's really not.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like we just are so I would say we don't know our full story. So when we start doing things, we thinking that we failing, but in reality, we only like 60 years free.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like legit out of Jim Crow. Like my mother is old as Jim Crow. Right. So to think of where we at, where she was at when she was first born, to where we at now is crazy to her. Like it's like, yo, this is a whole new world. You ain't see what we seen, and for us to be in this situation, you got every tool in the world to be great. You know what I mean? So don't put us back thinking that we low when we really going crazy. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. And I think like just as a whole, we do have to give ourselves more grace because I feel like I was talking about this to somebody else before. I feel like there's all these things on social media and I feel like everybody feels like they have to have like all this money, go on all these trips. When birthdays come around, they want to have the most extravagant birthday, do this. Yeah. And if you can't do it, you feel like inadequate with yourself. Like people literally go broke to do certain things to try to prove a point. And it makes you feel like sometimes I feel subconscious and me being someone that is established, like, you know, I spent a lot of money on a property and maybe I wanted to buy some designer, maybe I wanted to buy other things. And sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll see certain things and I'll see somebody with a nice car. Like I drive a Subaru. My car is nothing crazy.
I go, hold y'all. She always like trying to dumb it down. I seen the car.
It's a Subaru.
It's a nice car. Okay.
But it's a lot of pressure to like have certain things. And then sometimes like, even though I know that it's not true, subconsciously you do put that pressure on yourself to say, well, I need to go harder because I need a Benz and I need a house and I need this. But like really like looking back at it, and it took me like recently to kind of start giving myself a little bit more grace because I feel like I'm hard on myself. But I had to kind of sit back and say like, I'm not doing bad for 24. I'm about to be 25. Like I still have a little bit of time and I need to give myself a little bit more patience.
You got plenty of time. Don't put a little bit of time.
I was going to say, like, I know also with like me, like how you were saying, like sometimes you feel like you haven't accomplished much. Like I feel like I do that to myself a lot too. And sometimes I realize maybe my dreams are a lot bigger than my accomplishments. Right. You know, I dream really huge. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's unrealistic, my dreams. Not that it can't happen, but chances are it probably won't. You know what I'm saying? I shoot for the stars, and if I hit the moon, at least I got up there. You know what I'm saying? Most people can't get that high. So sometimes my accomplishments, I feel like it's not enough.
No, I agree with that. 100%.
Because my dreams are so big, and it's like I feel like I'm not doing enough to get there. But then I look at my peers, and I'm doing really well for myself. You know what I'm saying? So like, I need to chill out.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all. See how you live it, brother.
Yeah, so now I need to like just chill out and just count my blessings as they go along.
Yeah,
I feel that definitely. I think that's a great point. But I think even by your circle, like I look at my friends, and that's when I get more inspired to do better. Like I be like, yo, because you don't know how good you're doing to somebody doing worse than you tell you how good you're doing,
right?
And gas you up like, no, bro, you did this. You was just in this, and you be like, damn, I did do all of that, right? Yeah, sometimes you need that little gas, that little, you know what I'm saying, a little push, because I think that's anybody that wants to be successful in life and be great. You don't think you did enough, or it ain't enough happened yet. And I think we put that crazy pressure on yourself to like, you know, me, I'm putting the whole world on my back. I've been doing that since I'm like 10 years old. So
in my head, I'm already laid up in a pool, sitting on a yacht,
driving
fast cars,
not
and
working.
then I wake up and I'm like, man,
this ain't it.
You
feel
enough,
me?
but
I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
not for real.
Looking outside like, damn, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. I ain't got it yet. You feel me?
Yeah, that's the key word.
But nah, another conversation you brought up the other day, speaking on your Instagram, and that really like caught my attention, and I thought that was a very good conversation for people to have, especially from a male and female dynamic. was, high level depression. You know what I'm saying? Just dysfunction of it and how people can function in and out of it.
Yeah, I think that like I battled with depression for a long time, and I guess I didn't realize it because I am so high functioning. Like if I'm the type of person, like I could literally be breaking down at work in the bathroom and then go out and like perform, like because that's just something I feel like I have to do. Especially like I said, as a minority woman, like you don't have that luxury to kind of mess up or to have off days. I feel like, but I know that that's something I was dealing with. And like I said, I didn't even really fully understand what it was. I just knew that something was bothering me and like I knew that like it was eating away at me, but I didn't really know how to navigate it because I still felt like I have so much to do. So you can't stop and I didn't have time to stop and focus on it or think about it. And I also realized there's so many other people in that same situation that are like literally dealing with high functioning depression, but still getting up and going to work. Depression doesn't always look like being in the bed. Depression doesn't always look like not eating. Depression doesn't always look like, somebody that looks a mess. And I think a lot of times there's a stigma behind depression. So when people talk about depression, they make it seem like, something's wrong with you or you're mentally ill or like you're not level-headed. So a lot of people don't even want to acknowledge the fact that they have depression because I know, like, again, coming from a Caribbean household, that's not something that we talk about. Like, you're not supposed to have depression because if there's food on the table and you have clothes on your back, why are you depressed? And that's like a stigma that they have. But like you could have everything in the world and be depressed. Like I'm blessed. I have a great family. I have great friends. I'm loved. And I would never discredit that. Like I'm happy with the life that I have, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel things or I don't feel like, something's eating up at me. And I think that the reason why I wanted to have that conversation was because I know that how I felt. And I know that sometimes if you don't take those steps, you can lose people from that, from people like just being so happy and smiling and not talking about it. And I know like, okay, if I'm feeling this way, there's somebody else that has to be feeling like this. And maybe they just need to hear that I'm feeling like this too. So they don't feel weird or they don't feel like something's wrong with them.
I feel like a lot of people don't come out with their depression because, like you said, like with your parents, like, I'm Italian. I know there's probably a lot of cultures that deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like an insult. You just come out to your parents that you're depressed. It's almost like you spit in their face.
Yeah, like I'm doing all this for you. You got the nerve to be sad.
So then a lot of people hold that in, and then that carries on to their adulthood, and then they just ride with it to where they could just function with it.
Yeah.
And then they're just riding right through with a smile on their face, depressed as hell.
Yeah.
I think it just comes from just your overall growing up and how you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, yo, my whole family depressed. We just function in it. You know what I'm saying? And we one of them families that we don't speak about our problems to each other. We just know what's going on. Like, all right, he had like that today because, it's one of them days he going through his, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let him go. You know what I'm saying? Or like, my mom's was bugging today.
Yeah.
But, as the older you get, you start to realize shit like, and she went to work, had to do this, had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name asking for some money from over here? Oh, I didn't even know that we was behind on this. And you feel me, as a kid, you just doing what you doing. But once you get older and start realizing shit, and I think when you realize at a young age, that shit'll hit you. You know what I'm saying? And you be like,
yeah.
Damn, I want to make sure this easier. So you put more pressure on yourself. So then you start getting into certain things you shouldn't get into. And then you feeling away. She feeling away. The whole house is feeling away. You know what I'm saying?
How I've always looked at it, and it always just made it easier to think about it this way. It was like, if you go around next, like a whole room of people, like, and you talk to them, like reasons why they're depressed and everything. I mean, a lot of people are going through the same exact stuff, but it might not depress this person as much as this person, and this person might get super
levels
depressed.
to that shit.
You know what I'm saying? I think like everyone deals with depression, anxiety, and everything. Everyone has it. It's just how do you deal with it, and then can you overcome it? You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have anxiety. I never. You do. Everyone has it. You know what I'm saying? When something's happening, you start to think about it. You start to question yourself. You start to eat yourself alive. But some people, they can't take that, and then it starts to overwhelm them, and then they get the sick feelings, this, that. Some people don't get that. Some people can control it better. So it's just like when you start to think of it that way, you got to just start thinking of ways instead of trying to solve those problems, because you're gonna always live with problems. Instead of trying to solve the problems, try to learn just ways that you can overcome those thoughts, deal with it. Because the problems, some problems some people's depression comes from like literal problems that can be fixed, but some people depressed because they have to go to work every day or they got to do this or that. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to have to do it. So now you're going to have to just find a way to cope with it or overcome it or just deal with it and tell yourself it's going to be okay to where it's not going to bother you. And then when I think of it that way, it just makes it easier than trying to solve all the issues, you know what I'm saying? Because then you just
You put yourself in a crazy hole.
Yeah, because then when you don't solve them, now you're gonna start to feel more depressed because
Right.
you couldn't do nothing about it.
And you know what else I realized too? Like, I spoke about this too. Social media, again, like, you share a lot of your highs on social media. Like, for me, you guys have seen every promotion. You've seen me announce that I'm running for office. But you guys didn't see when I lost my job. And that's me being very transparent. Like, I had a moment, and actually this year, where I did lose my job. And like I said, I've always kind of had things at moments where I've been depressed. Everybody has like highs and lows in their life. But that was a really low point period for me, because I always was so used to, like, not that I always think I'm that girl, but I'm always used to things going right.
She coming.
I'm always used
You
to things
should.
going right, things going my way. And when that happened, my whole world flipped upside down. I didn't know what to do. That was the first time where I felt like, did I fail at life? Like, what am I? I'm telling you though, it happens. Like, I was like, where am I going? And that was a really hard period for me. But again, nobody sees that. You don't know. Nobody knows that I was dealing with that, or like why I was beating myself up. But that's a real thing. And I know I'm sure that somebody is going to watch the podcast and maybe they lost their job too.
Yeah.
And it happens to the best of us. And I think I also will say it was a humbling time for me, because I think that humbled me a lot, because I think I needed that. I think I needed to lose my job so that God could like redirect me and get me realigned. But it was definitely something that kind of like triggered me being more depressed.
Everything happens for a reason.
So how do you deal with
it? But it's for real. Because now, like that, you learn from that. So, like, if you were to ever go through it again, you might not deal with that depression the same, or now you might go through it with a smile and the kind of not like excited that it happened, but like excited for what's coming.
Right.
And then walk into it with your head held a little higher, and then you're gonna overcome it even better the second time because you've done it. You've been there, done that. I think it's good to go through those experiences, the humbling experiences, even if it does cause a little bit of depression or anxiety as you go through it. I mean, it's like working out. You need the pain to get the gain.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So how do you deal with your depression? If you had, mind telling us, here.
No, I definitely don't mind, because I feel like how I get through it might not be the right way for everybody, but it might help somebody. One, talking about it. Like, even when you asked me to come on this podcast, I was really excited, because I already felt like I needed to make a video or do something to talk about the fact that I was dealing with depression. And I feel like, okay, this is somebody that's like, using their platform to highlight a really important topic.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about it. Therapy. Like, therapy is such a big thing. Around the time that I lost my job, I stopped going to therapy. And also, like, I felt like I was dating someone. I felt like my support system wasn't there with that person. Then I wasn't going to therapy. And I felt like all these things at once were going wrong. But the second that I started going back to therapy, that was a game changer. Like, people don't understand the importance of therapy. I think it's shunned. Why a lot of people and and I'm not going to just say the Black community, but other minorities, they think that something's wrong with going to therapy. But having someone to give me like an unbiased opinion and like break down like some of my problems and help me navigate them, that changed a lot of things for me, because I'm a lot more level-headed with certain situations and how I try to cope with things, opposed to how I was trying to handle it by myself. So I definitely think therapy. And then, I mean, I didn't start yet because I've been busy, but I'm just doing little things for myself. Like, that's one thing my therapist tells me to do too. Like, just do little things for yourself, whether it's journaling. I just got a membership to the gym, so I'm gonna start going back to the gym. I'm doing things that I always wanted to do. I just converted to being pescatarian, which is not like something really, maybe it's not like big to somebody, but for me, that's like a really big thing. I always wanted to do that. So like, just giving myself small wins to make myself like feel better.
Yeah.
How about you, Sal? What are some things
I
that you
deal with
do?
it?
Yes.
Honestly, I just get high. I mean, that's what I do. If you want me to be honest, I smoke a lot. So when I'm feeling down, I just smoke, and then I go sit in the studio. I edit this stuff. I make music. I make beats. I invite people over that make me feel good to be around. And that's kind of just how I deal with it. I'm a real busy person, so I don't really have time to like. I mean, therapy I can make time for. I have done therapy. I guess I can see the benefits in it. Maybe I haven't taken advantage of it, and that's why I haven't got the best out of it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to take advantage of it more. You know what I'm saying?
Take it serious?
Yeah, take it a little more serious, because I'm going through it for physical pain. So I got to see a therapist to go through all that. So maybe if I like opened up a little more since I'm there, I might as well use it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm over here talking to her about my back pain. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, it's just do what I like to do. I mean, I go winter's coming, so I can't. But I usually go in the woods. I hang out. I go hiking. I do the rafting.
Oh yeah, no, so I'll be outside. So I'll be outside for real.
Yeah, I
For real.
mean,
Y'all
the
ain't
mountains.
know. Y'all gonna know. Check Sal Instagram out. He be outside,
You
man.
catch me in the mountains shooting guns or something, letting off steam. But yeah, that's about it.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My whole persona, not even persona, I wouldn't say that, but my being, like Uncle Todd. So like, if you know me, you always see me with some of my nieces and nephews. That's my therapy, really, for me. Like being around the kids, cause like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know my family, you know my story. So it's like being adopted and all that. So family has a whole different meaning for all of us. So like when they had kids, I made sure that they gonna grow up together. You know what I mean? Cause we didn't get to grow up all together, separated and all that. So like my biggest thing is, yo, they gonna know their family. They gonna know like everybody. So we gonna be like tight, like real close niche. So we
yeah,
gonna grow up like that. Cause I wish I got to do that. You feel what I'm saying?
that's dope.
So I think like that would keep me sane. Cause like my world is crazy. Like everybody see me, they see I be busy. I'm doing this. I'm coaching the basketball team, AAU. Shout out to my guys who got a game this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But like the youth is big to me. Like I want to be there because nobody was there for me.
Mhm.
In a sense, like I ain't had no real support system growing up. I ain't had no real nobody in my corner looking out. It was me, and I got these 6 ladies that I, you know what I'm saying, that's watching over me, and I want to take care of them. So my whole thing was like, I'm a grown man at 7. You know what I'm saying? My father,
You get like a sense of like you just kind of like filling a void because that's something you didn't have.
yeah.
So it's
So
like,
I'm like, I want to be that, and I see what I do to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
my like they babies, but like I walk in the room, like my fat man, my youngest, you know what I'm saying? He won. He see me in the stroller, he pop out the stroller and run straight to me.
That's so
Mind you, his parents right there, like, you know, he ain't seen them all day.
yeah, yeah.
He seen, yo, da, 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 you know what I'm saying? Other one called me 8 o'clock the morning. My nephew Zion, he my oldest, 8. He called me 8 o'clock. I'm like, bro, why you ain't at school? He like, no, I'm brushing my teeth, but yo, I'm coming up in 2 weeks because I don't got school Thursday and Friday. So I was wanting to know if I could come over for a couple days, like da da da. Like, damn, you call your pops? You talked
But
to
if
him
like
yet?
if your
Right.
family or the kids ain't around, like what do you do for yourself? Do you meditate? Do you
So
pray? Is there
like one thing that I did this year is I haven't been like doing religion since my grandmother had passed away like 7 years ago. Well, 8 years ago now. So I really just been like questioning things, and I believe it's higher power and this and that. Then I've been like really reading the Quran. So in June, you know, I converted over to Islam.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That like praying and really just reading the book, it just got me like more sensitive, stable of a well being of a person. Like it gave me principle and really understanding of life. Cause that's one thing I couldn't grasp. Like, yo, why he die? Or why
Yeah,
this happened? Or why I didn't get this chance and things like that. Like, why you acting like that towards me? I'm a good, like, you know what I'm saying? So I had so many questions that came to a hole for me. So Islam, you know what I'm saying, the kids, and then I'm a big family guy. Like I'm family oriented. So
yeah.
like my family ain't right, I ain't right. So my whole thing is just I want to put myself in a position to where I could take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, oh, I want to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? I want no worries for them.
I mean, speaking of family, you had a pretty monumental weekend.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to get off your
Oh,
whole
I
okay.
thing.
mean,
I love hearing good news. So let's
So
go.
I met my biological father by accident, mad random, and I met like my entire family in a random ass day in the hood. You feel me? In a random ass project that I've probably been through plenty of times. So yeah, so I went to go buy a plate from my cousin that told me she was my cousin. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come buy a plate. You know, she know how to chef it up. I like to eat. Feel what I'm saying? I'm in the gym now though. Don't worry, y'all. I'll be outside. Don't be acting brand new when I pop out neither.
Right.
Feel me? So look, I went and bought the plate, and me and my sister went down there. I told my sister like, yo, come on, we gonna get a plate for my cousin. So she laughing like your cousin or whatever. You feel me? Because we don't know them. So
yeah.
if you buy a plate and then she come up and she like, yo, wait right here 1 second. She on the phone. She like, yo, your kids downstairs. And we looking like, what the fuck you mean your kids downstairs? My
What?
father walked down the stairs. Mind you, like my bloodline is very like identical. So we all look identical. Like all my brothers look just like me. I got the short gene. Everybody like 6'1", 6'2".
It's okay. I got it too.
I got skipped, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. Feel me? So boom, he come out. I'm looking at him, I'm like, damn. This nigga look just like me. You know what I'm saying? Nose, eyebrows, eyes. I'm like, feel me? But he don't really like, we ain't met, but he know me,
Yeah.
son. But he know my sister. Like, she been with him. So he come over and it's like a moment for him. He breaking down, crying, like real crying, like, holding itself, hugging and all that. And we just all like, I don't know what, I'm overwhelmed. I'm like,
Right, because you don't know how to feel.
I don't know if I'm angry, sad, what, you feel me? But it's like this stuff that you think about all the time. Like, yo, damn, where my parents at, man? Like, they ain't come get a nigga. Like, what's up? Feel me? So I was just deep. And then all these cousins start coming out the buildings and aunts and
A family reunion.
crying and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I just came to get a plate.
Right.
You feel me? I ain't even here for all of this. It was just a lot going on. It was a lot of emotion. But like, I don't know. That was like one time in my life, I just had no feeling. Well, I had no feeling for a lot of things, but like that was something that was big. Like,
You think you converting to Islam helped you kind of manage that a little better?
I would definitely say yes.
Like if that would have happened last year.
What?
Yeah.
We'd have been out there fighting. I ain't gonna hold you. Cause I would have been mad at everybody out there.
So you probably would have been angry because that's a lot of built up, like.
Yeah, that's a lot. 27 years of that. You feel me? Like, 27, you ain't come see me, you ain't come find me, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even like it's just one of y'all. It's a
whole.
We done probably went to parties together,
Y'all
seen
kinda
each
came
other at the
together and
club.
figured it out.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
Sound like religion is your therapy then.
yeah, I'm saying that kind of, it kept me calm. It kept me like focused. Like, in my mindset, it was like, yo, I know life now. I think more so, not even just religion, but experience.
Yeah.
So I've been through what I've been through. You feel what I'm saying? So I know if my story is this, you got to be 10 times worse than whatever I went through. You know what I mean? So I made up in a better position. I got a lady that loved me to death that adopted me. You feel what I'm saying? Gave me a whole family that loved me like I'm theirs. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't even know I was adopted until I was 6 years old. Like, they had to tell me, like, yo, just so you know, this is Stax. I think I had to like do a passport or some shit, and I had like 2 names.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to put your real name, anything you ever went by. So like when we was in school and we had to do something, I was like, yo, something wrong with my name at school, ma. Like, what's up with this? And she was like, oh. So her and my father at the time like sat me down like, all right, we gonna tell you. I knew my sister was adopted because I seen her come, like in the house. My little brother, I didn't know what was going on. They took him like to another family and all that. So like, I remember that whole day. Like that's some things that traumatize you. Like you just remember.
Yeah.
I remember like you left the house, they took you to another family, shit like that. So that was just deep for me in that position. Like, oh, what? You know my mom? Well, nah, I'm your mom, but I ain't have you.
I'm just trying to explain.
Yeah, you 6 years old, you don't know what the fuck going on.
Like, what does
But
that mean?
I was one of them smart 6-year-olds, I say, like one of the ones that you know way too much. Cause like my mom, like she was an old mom. She was 37 when she adopted me. Okay. So she was already in her way. Like she wasn't outside playing with you, making you whatever I'm doing, you doing. You feel what I'm saying? Or you sitting with your grandmother. So I was around old ladies, like older women. Yeah. So I'm watching Martin instead of Sesame Street. You feel what I'm saying? So my whole brain is just grown. Like how I speak, how I talk, what I know. I can notice things. I observe these things. So like she said, you think you a grown man since she was a little boy. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was like, all right, cool. But where they at?
Right.
You know what I mean? So then 27 years later, you know what I'm saying? You here. You right here. And we
crazy.
10,
this is crazy.
5 minutes from each other.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm like, it's a fucking movie moment. I'm like, man, I'm in a Tyler Perry movie, man. Come on, let me go home, man. Shit was crazy. That's some shit like that.
That's
like
some real life stuff.
Yeah, you feel me?
Something that people didn't know that you were dealing with for 27 years.
That's the thing, though. People like know my story. You know me personally. I'm not one of them people that's gonna shut you up. You my friend. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, yeah, he adopted, whatever, cool. You know what I'm saying?
You've been real vocal about it on the pod for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, like, it's one of them things
you don't
I know
really hide it. You don't put a wall up about it.
I mean, because, people going through that shit at home. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be not a voice, but somebody else. He talking about it. Yeah, like, he understands what I'm going through. Shit, this should be deep. And I know it'd be deep for me, so I know it's crazy deep for other people that got, like, real time and experience with their parents and then getting just taken away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that just whole situation. So, like, speaking about, like, how I function, I feel like I've been depressed forever, but I ain't never had time to sit down and sit in it. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm always on the move, or I'm doing something for somebody else, or I'm saying I'm serving. Like, I'm never, like, calm enough to be like, all right, this is how I feel. Damn, why I feel like this. Mm-hmm. And things like that. Like, me personally, I don't want to talk to nobody about it. Like, going in depth.
A lot of people are like that, too. And a lot of people don't realize the depth of how these things from our childhood are affecting us. Like, we have no idea that it's bothering us to this extent, because we're thinking like, oh, okay, like this happened, maybe it's not a big deal. But then you get older and you're like, this really messed me up.
I feel what you're saying, but I think I've been so, like, drilled in my head, like, to be grateful for everything I got, that I ain't, like, what I got to be sad about. Like, that's really what I've been told. So I've been like, yo, what the like, for real, on my point, like when people be telling me their problems, so I'm one of the people that everybody come tell they Uncle Ty. That's really why I got my name for real, for real. People really call me that. If y'all ain't know, people in the street really be saying that. I be like, y'all gotta chill. You feel me? But like, I hear that and I hear your problems like that, and I gotta break down the solution and saying like, now that you here, right? This how you feel. This is where you at. What's the next step for you to, you know what I'm saying, curate this? So let's make a solution for you.
Right.
Or how can we get through this? You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna pass you this blunt. We're gonna talk this out. We're gonna get through it. Cause sometimes I feel like therapy don't gotta be sitting down with, you know, an individual and them giving you that. Me personally, I'm never gonna do that. That's just something I'm not built to do. No. Just hear me out. This is my
I don't want you to have that feeling towards
my thing is this. Let's say this. I'd rather have my, you know what I'm saying, I don't have a girlfriend at the moment, but my girlfriend be that person for me. Or if not my girlfriend, one of my homeboys that's close to me, I could talk to them. So they know a situation like, oh, this how you feel. I know you've been going through that for years, bro. How you feel about that? I'm talking to you because you really know me. So now you're giving honest answers to me. We've been through some shit together where you know me better than this person. So you can tell me some real shit and I'm going to hear it. If you ain't never been through nothing like I'm talking about, how can I tell you something and you understand it and give it back to me if we ain't never been in that same space?
Okay, so here's my like counter to that. And I definitely understand where you're coming from because I feel like I like to get perspectives from my friends because they know me best. So they're able to really like reason with me and like talk through things with me. But one thing I will say is that the people that know you the best, sometimes unintentionally, they give you biased answers. And they're not doing it because they're trying to give you bad advice. It's just a subconscious thing because we love you and we're empathetic towards you and we want to see things from your perspective. And sometimes they don't always see things from your perspective. They give you good advice, but a therapist is an unbiased professional. Like this is what they're supposed to do. And I would say if you're going to go to therapy, like sometimes you don't need those answers from your friends. Like you need somebody to dig deeper than just venting and like really unpack things with you. Like I have the best support system. I get it. Like I know you want to go to your friends, but I'm telling you, like therapy has been a game changer for me. I'm such a strong advocate for therapy. I wish everybody would go to therapy because I know people see it as like this person doesn't know me, but that's why I made sure I went to a Black woman because I wanted to go to someone that like when I looked at the screen or I went in person, this was somebody that was relatable to me because she knows what it's like to be a Black woman. She might not have lived my life, but she knows the basic concept of what it feels like to be a Black woman on a day-to-day. But I feel like I get so much because she's not a friend. She's not an enemy. She actually sees situations from a clear eye view. Like there's no bias because she's trained to do that. So I feel like, yeah, you should go to your friends, but she's helped me navigate certain situations. Because sometimes me and my friends, we're on the same type of time with certain stuff. Sometimes it's a situation and I'm telling my girl and we're going back and forth like, yeah, we're going to do this and this is how we're going to handle it. But it's because we're the same person sometimes. Like my best friend, we might as well be the same exact person. I know this girl 18 plus years. That's my best friend in the whole entire world. Her name's Kia. Shout out to Kia, babe. I love her so much. She's amazing, but sometimes like I need somebody else that doesn't like that can give me that unbiased like rawness and like tell me like, Brie, you're wrong.
You need someone who's not like really afraid to hurt your feelings a little bit.
Yeah,
I think my friend's not afraid to hurt my feelings.
But you're gonna feel like that because I'm telling you, I would say
I hurt their feelings all the time.
I would say this. Don't knock it.
There's gonna be like a guard up because they are your friends, and then sometimes they might even give you advice because it's their best interest too. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes a friend might not tell you to cut them off because they're toxic for you. But or this or that, or like
I don't put that. I feel like I got that energy with me. Like if you my friend, you've been my friend 15 plus years. Like you my newest friend.
You need like a third party to like. Yeah, I know, but still, like sometimes you need just like a third party who don't really know.
Doesn't know
you enough to where they can just tell you straight up. Like right here's what it is, and this is it. Like some people might not want to say certain things because they might want to respect you, or they might not want to hurt your feelings, so they might hold back some stuff. Or they might know your family, so they don't want to speak on some certain things.
But I ain't gonna hold you. As a man, my girl is always that person I could tell anything to. I'm saying I was in a 10-year relationship, so like it's my best friend. She's still my best friend to this day.
Okay, that's dope.
Shout out to Millie. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying no, it's like somebody when I go on a date or something like that, I let them know like, yo, listen, I know y'all be acting all crazy. It's my best friend. Like she can still call my phone, text me, and all that shit like that. I'm just letting you know who this person is if you see it come up. Like I'm an honest person like that to where I let you know what's going on.
Right.
But that's one person that I could talk to about all my friends, talk about whatever I got going on, this and that. And it's just a conversation where whatever I gotta let go or get loose or whatever like that, like really empty out, that's the person I know for sure is gonna give me a straight understanding because we in the same type of thought process. Like I'm adopted, she adopted. You know what I'm saying? So like she get what I'm talking about know what I'm saying? Oh, our siblings crazy. My siblings crazy too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we going through this and this and that. So it's like, that's somebody that I know for sure. Like, it's not a therapy session, but I need to talk about some shit, get off my chest.
Yeah.
I go to her and I know it's going to be like a real, like, nigga, you bugging. Because now it's not like the love lost, but we not together. So it's like,
You could see
I'm being
things
straight honest with you. Like, we ain't got no dealings like that. So it's like a real conversation to the fullest. Like, y'all talked about some of my shorties, like, yo, I'm gonna go with that. Man, nigga, this and that. That's why she acting like that, because you doing this and that. Like, for me, just being honest. So I feel like I got people there for me, or I play the game, or I go hoop. Like, these are things that calm me down, get me centered. I go to Juma on Friday. That give me time to talk to God. You know what I'm saying? I pray every day. So now I'm talking to him, even more to where I had that time. So like, my whole thing is I'm not against it, like to say I'm never going, but I just don't feel like that's for me. I don't feel comfortable talking to that person.
So the only thing I will say with this, and like the reason why I'm a strong advocate for therapy, I do think it's dope that you have that relationship with someone where you could go to that person, they relate to you, and you guys are able to understand each other. I think that's fire. The only thing I will say is sometimes the reason why like I made it an effort to not just put that, and I'm not saying you are, but to not just put that weight on my partner or my friends is because sometimes it could be a lot for them. Like I know like sometimes like me and my best friend, we often, it's weird actually because we're so in sync. Like we often go through the same exact thing at the same exact time, so we can be there for each other. But sometimes like I don't want to just trauma dump on her all the time. And I think sometimes like therapy has given me a way to kind of like sort through things on my own without needing her, because I'm granted my best friend, she better be with me for the rest of my life. She doesn't really have a choice. But like I needed to figure it out on my own how to do it without just her, because before it was just her. Like this is not my first depression. And the reason why we're so close is she got me out of one of my first depressions. Like where I first realized I was depressed, which was in college, and I was going through it. Like I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. This girl was coming down to my school, taking me home so I could do something as small as laundry that like made me feel better. Like she was taking me to be around my family. So like I'm grateful for her and I'm happy I have her. But like also I need to make sure like, I'm sorting through these things on my own, because you never know what could happen tomorrow, and I need to be able to do that without anybody in my life. Um and again, I'm happy that you're hooping, and I think that's amazing. I'm happy that you're doing these things that's getting you. But sometimes like I was doing things like I remember I went through like a breakup one time, and I was really sad about it. And I was in the gym like I got a trainer, like you couldn't tell me nothing. I was getting the gains, and like it made me feel a lot better. But like I didn't unpack like how traumatic, because there was something that really traumatic that happened, and I didn't unpack how traumatic that was, or how like that affected my dating, or why I felt like I would never be able to have a healthy relationship because of what this person did to me. I just kind of was like, I'm gonna go to the gym, and it made me feel good. Like it was something that was therapeutic, but like there were so many other deeper things that I need to heal. And I think it's not about like talking to a stranger. It's just about healing. Like for me, it was a lot of healing that came with like really understanding like things that happened in that relationship were like kind of tied to things that happened in my childhood, like things that I allowed, and like things that I allowed to continue to go on. And that was like, I didn't even realize that like I did those things because of something that happened when I was a little girl. So it kind of like, I know therapy sounds like it's like this person doesn't know you, but she made me figure out some things about myself that I don't think not that my best friend couldn't, but she couldn't make me understand it. She could help me get through it, but she couldn't really make me understand why I was doing certain things.
You need to get a job marketing for them.
Oh yeah,
right now
I'm an advocate for therapy. Like I
you gonna get them some money. Tell you
Another
that.
thing too, I feel like what therapy helps with is like being able to say the things out loud. Because like I notice like a lot of times like I'll like say things to myself. Like sometimes when I'm going through something, sometimes I'll talk to myself out loud.
That's
Or
healthy.
I'll like even if I like say something to like my girl or my mother or something, and I just like talk to them about it for a little, even if they don't say a word to me, just me getting it out.
Yeah.
Got you.
I start to like, as I'm saying it, I start to like realize some things. I'm like, wait. And then as I'm saying it, now things are starting to click, because now it's like coming out loud. So I'm starting to hear it instead of just being crammed in my head as thoughts. So then after I'm done talking, I already just thought about 3 new things that I didn't think about it. And I'm like, wait, what the hell am I even, you know what I'm saying? Like I sort through it all myself, just saying it out loud. And I feel like sometimes when you get to just hear yourself say it, you start to realize either like sometimes how little things are and you're kind of like overreacting or this, that. Like when you say it, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't think of it like that. Like, because when you're saying it now, you're trying to present it. So you start to say it differently than how you're thinking it. So you start to break through a little bit. You start to sort it a little bit easier, I feel like. So when you're speaking to a therapist, now you're talking out loud, but you're also talking to someone who went to college for this. They know things that your mother or your girl's not going to be able to, like she said, like her therapist was breaking through things that her best friend wouldn't even understand. She didn't go to school for it. She don't know the words. She don't know the way things work. She don't know how the brain works. These people went to college for it, so you trust them a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm my therapist is my girl now. Like I feel like we're friends now. Like I trust her so much, and I came into that like because there were certain things that I had that like really deep things that I did not want to share, but then like I don't know, she got me to a certain point where I was just like, well,
So open.
Yeah, like certain things that I've told her that I haven't even told my parents, and those are people that I'm like probably the closest to.
Gotcha.
I have a good relationship with my parents, but yeah, you know what? I will say this too. A therapist can be trial and error. Not all therapists are made
See,
equal.
look.
No, but that's the beauty of it. I feel like you can go to therapy, and I say this to say I'm saying this because I don't want somebody to ever try something and not like it. It was like the first time I had sushi, I tried it, it was disgusting, and if I would have never tried it again, I would have hated sushi. Now I love sushi.
You saying
like
a whole bunch of shit I'm never going to do.
no,
Now, do you think that's because the therapist isn't good at their job, or maybe you just didn't click enough with them to be open as?
That's a great
What he
question.
said.
I think that it's like a teacher. Some teachers come to school because they love their job. Some teachers come to school for a check.
Yeah.
Some therapists come maybe for a check. They just that they wanted money. That's what they went to school for. They didn't want to transition careers. Some therapists may not be relatable to you because, like I said, they don't share the same life experiences. Not everybody's life is different, but some life experiences are universal. And what I'm saying by that is, like, again, like I had to go to a Black woman. I'm not going to relate to a Caucasian male telling me how to deal with certain things. And it's not because he doesn't have the right answers. It's just that it's a certain level of comfort that I had with a Black woman that made me feel a little bit safer in my world because I just know she knows certain things about being a Black woman.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you could find a therapist who might have graduated at the top of their class. They were the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know it all when it comes to therapy and how the brain works and this. They can break it down, but you and that person just don't click.
Yeah.
So now you don't want to be too open with them. You don't feel comfortable talking to them. Maybe they you know what I'm saying? But then you might find a therapist who maybe wasn't at the top, but they understand it. They get it. You know what I'm saying? They can help.
Their job.
They're good at their job. Some people just have
but
it.
they're just really relatable. And now that person becomes like really close friends with you to the point where you could just be open and honest to where they're going to do way more for you than that.
Yeah, and I think
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
like with anything in life. You might go to a hairdresser, you try her, and she messes up your hair. That doesn't mean you stop getting your hair done.
Yeah.
You still want to go to this wedding, and you still want to go to this party. You try somebody else until you find that person that
Call your cousin.
Or you call your cousin, but your cousin went to school for hair, or they do hair. You're not gonna go to a nail tech to get your hair done.
That's right, but look, peep this. If you're in a relationship, you a therapist.
No,
You are.
you are to a certain extent. You do want to
Not a
have
licensed
that.
therapist.
You want to have that therapeutic
Don't tell her that.
relationship. No, it's true though. You want to have that therapeutic relationship with your partner. You want to be able to vent to them. But like I said, I think it's just certain things that a professional knows that I would like. Even I think I'm a therapeutic person. I think people come to me to vent. I think that I see a lot of different perspectives. I try to be very transparent and neutral. So I try to see play devil's advocate with people. But again, there's certain things that I've learned through therapy that I know for a fact I did not know before that I've been able to use to give people advice when I'm talking to my friends. But maybe had they went to a therapist, they would have found out sooner because they didn't find out until I started going.
She sound great. She sound amazing.
I'm just gonna push. You know what? You might not do it today. You might not do it tomorrow. But one day you might have this little epiphany because I was the same way. I wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't want to talk to a stranger about my business. I don't want to tell them some of the stuff that was so deep that I felt like something was wrong with me for even having these issues or having went through this as a child. So, but once I went through that moment, I was just like, no, I really feel like I need this. And I felt like I was like, I at least need to try it. I'll try it and I'll see how it goes.
If I ever try therapy, you're the first person I'm calling.
No, I'm serious. Let me know.
I mean, I was always comfortable with it because, as a kid, they diagnosed me with ADHD, so I always had to go see therapists as a kid.
See, look, that's why I think I'm traumatized because I did that too. I had to go to the Children's Specialized Hospital up in Clark or Westfield or
I used to
whatever.
go sit with the therapist, play
Hey,
Jenga and stuff,
yeah,
talk to her and this, that.
What am I doing?
Just going in and out of the system and shit as a juvenile too, they make you do therapy. And then you have all these council workers and stuff, and then
be in the
going to alternative schools and shit too. Now you don't even have teachers no more, you got council workers. So I've always just had a therapist throughout my whole life, so I kind of understand it and I get it and I'm comfortable with it.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why I don't fuck with it like that.
That might be what, because like maybe those therapists were like, I'm not saying that they weren't good.
She was a nice lady. She worked for my mother and my sister, but I wasn't feeling that shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I think the fact that somebody was trying to tell me something was wrong, and I ain't think nothing was wrong, would make me mad. Like, yo, how you gonna tell me I'm supposed to be mad? I'm not mad.
Right.
I don't care. But you should care. I don't give. Yo, when we leaving?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you should go into social work.
Yeah,
Be a therapist.
I'll be good. I ain't gonna hold you. Kids, they talk to me, man. They be telling me stuff like, damn, you ain't tell your pops about that? Like, nah, I ain't think he was gonna take it right, man. You know, he be. I'm like, you know what? I understand, bro. Like, let me. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about. For kind of segue right into that is relationships and this whole dynamic of them. So for somebody that goes to therapy, you've been through bad breakups. I think that we are so subconsciously put into bad stigmas as not even adults, as teenagers of what a relationship is, that we have unrealistic shit. So when we go into these relationships, we just put so much pressure on somebody that's not real. Like me thinking right now at 16, why the hell would a girl believe I'm gonna be faithful at 16 and that we gonna be together forever?
They not faithful in the 20s.
Listen.
Whew.
First of all, we ain't grown till we like 25, 26.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we learned thing. We'd have been through some shit. But my thing is, I was just thinking in my head, like, how could a man or a woman, well, a boy or a girl, ask somebody that don't know nothing about nothing yet to be committed to me? Yeah. And mind you, you don't even know yourself yet. Like, right. I don't even know what I like, what I don't like. How I want you to
when the hormones are bouncing.
Yeah, everything's.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? You know, you like a brother like me. You know, you look decent, real good in high school. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure going to school. Mm-hmm. And me, I dated an older girl, so I ain't go to school with my girl. Like, she was graduated.
You was us.
I got a senior, you know what I'm saying, sophomore year. You know, and I thought I was him because my sister was in that grade. Oh, okay. So I was like, I'm going to your prom. Like, it's lit. You feel me? All that. So then, like, once I'm in school and my girlfriend was at school, what you think the type of talks I was having? Like, it was rough. It's rough on me, man. Ain't nobody was there for me, man. They was on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like that, like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, realistically right now as an adult, who would ask that? Like, I wouldn't tell my son, like, yo, I ain't gonna tell you it ain't gonna last, but listen, bro, she probably might see somebody better than you. And she probably, this ain't her first and last, you know what I mean? So I feel like we have at a young age, and then we go through a breakup at 17, girls crying.
It's the end of the world.
I remember when feel me, you break up, you be crying, you be like, yo, I loved her, son. You feel me? You be in there, Jehovah's like, word, you did love her, bruh. I ain't gonna hold you. But that first love is different. But I'm saying, like, being realistic about it, now that you're an adult, like, having realistic expectations in a relationship. You know, now that you've been through therapy, you've been through things, you're healing. So what are those type of things now that's real?
Dating is very difficult in your 20s because I feel like there's so much out there, especially with social media. Like, you could see everything. Like, you could see, like, you might have a girl or you might have a guy and you might think your girl is bad, and then you could go on Instagram and see 10 badder ones. And I think that's why a lot of dating's messed up, because people don't see the value in the person that they have right in front of you. Like, I saw this post and it was like, you might be focusing, your partner might have 90% of all the great things that you want, and they might be missing 10%. But because there's so much out there, you focus on that 10% that they don't have. So you going around looking, you maybe stepping on your partner or trying to find another girl that has that 10%. You go over to that 10%, you realize that they missing the 90%, and you had it already, but you were just so focused on what your partner didn't have. I think that we don't give people grace in dating anymore. I feel like I'm a person that hasn't been given a lot of grace, and I give a lot of grace. I come to people and I feel like I'm pretty put together. I meet people where they're at because I feel like, which is a problem I have, I feel like I could bring somebody to the finish line a lot of times. I be thinking I'm going to drag him to the finish line, and that is not the case. Stop doing it if you are doing it. But I give a lot of people a lot of grace that I'm not given. But I realize, like, dating is, your 20s is for dating. Like, you have to date to figure out what you like. You date for experiences. I don't regret anybody that I have dated, heartbreak and all, because I learned something from each partner about what I want for the future. And I feel like, I'm not going to say I know everything that I want, but I feel like I have a pretty clear idea of what I do want because of the experience that I have had. So I tell people, go out and date. But we're young. Like, you know, I might get my feelings hurt today and I won't care tomorrow. And I'm not saying that my feelings are never hurt and then I just bounce back so quick. But what I am trying to say is that, you know, you might be in love with somebody, but you will love again. Like this last breakup is not the end all be all. You know, you might be hurting for a month, your chest might hurt, you might even feel depressed, but eventually it gets better. And you might meet somebody, and you might have been with somebody for 5 years and thought that was the one, and they're putting you through hell, and you guys break up, and then in 2 years or in a month you meet somebody that's your soulmate. So like, I feel like be open-minded, try not to punish your partners for your last partners, because I feel like that happens a lot. Like
females,
guys too, because I was dating this. Well, I wouldn't even say dating. We were talking.
Situationship.
I wouldn't even go that far. We were.
Damn.
He was trying to talk to me, and I was open minded, but I felt like I told him like, you have to heal, because you have a lot of things from your past relationships where girls did that to you, and I'm not going to be punished because somebody did something to you.
Gotcha.
Just sort through that, because what's going to happen is you come to me unhealed, we're not going to work. And we could have had something super dope. You have to come to your partner healed. Like, if you have all these traumas and wounds that you're still dealing with yourself, how are you going to date somebody? Because you're going to be literally putting all that onto that person and ruining something great. Like, as opposed to you guys coming together healed and actually having something new, you can actually focus on the relationship and focus on the good things. Like, I think that this generation needs to, like, stop trying to rush and have that perfect relationship for the social media. Like, you know, posting your boyfriend, posting your girlfriend. Not saying you shouldn't, but, like, relationships aren't perfect.
Well, let me be honest real quick. If I ever get posted with a little devil face or a little whatever face trying to hide me, I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
Who are you hiding from? Who want me? You with me right now? Who else want me? We supposed to be in this together. Yeah. I'm not about to be hidden. Right. I don't like that. I didn't see myself a couple times being like, just a tattoo show, so you know who it is, but you don't know who it is. I don't like shit like that. Like, that throw me all the way off.
I don't like it either, because I get why people do it, because I'm not saying it's right. I'm not justifying. I get why girls do it though, because from what I've been through, men could be pretty embarrassing. Like, God dang, like, what's wrong with you? But if you have to do all that and you feel like your man is that embarrassing, sis, you probably just shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't be with him.
Let me talk for the fellas real quick. Hold up.
Sorry, maybe not all men. Maybe not all men are embarrassing. I'm not gonna say all men. Maybe the men I've dealt with have been embarrassing.
Listen, ladies, this I'm gonna tired of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put y'all on some game.
I got y'all back, ladies.
Listen. Y'all know who is embarrassing prior to you arriving to that situation. Y'all already know what his background is, what he into, what lifestyle he is. Y'all go for the same guy y'all went for the last 4 times. He just a little bit divvied up than the last 3 guys.
I have a defense.
I'm just saying, I'm saying is, for my homegirls that call me crying and be like, yo, Ty, why he... Bruh, we had this 3 boyfriends in a row did the same exact thing. He into the same type of lifestyle. He doing the same shit. But look, you want a good man. I didn't see about 4 of them try to holler at you, but he ain't look the exact way you want him to look. And he ain't into the shit that you think he should be into. Mm-hmm. But he got a good job. He doing this. You know what I'm saying? He getting his credit up. It ain't all the way there yet, but he working. You ain't got to worry about his freedom. You ain't got to be worried about this going on. You feel what I'm saying? But you into that guy, so well, you know what's going to come with this. Everybody lifestyle come with certain things and perks and situations. So if he live a fast life, that means a lot of fast shit come with it.
Right.
If he live a real slow, boring life, that means some slow, boring shit going to come with it. If he live an entertaining life, a lot of entertaining shit going to come with it. But a lot of y'all don't be ready to sign up for the shit y'all want. You know what I mean? Like, don't say you want this type of man, because with this type of man, it come a lot of high shit that come with it. That means when he asks for certain shit, he expects certain shit because he in his lifestyle that will come with that. And I feel like a lot of women don't understand the man's what he needs. Is more so what you need, and then he got to meet those needs at that time. So like, it'd be like, yo, I need this and this. My man to be do this, and that. All right, I meet all those things, and I court you, and I do all this, and then you could just drop me like I'm nothing, because it's 5 of us that's trying to do the same thing.
See, I kind of like, I feel like I guess it's experience based, because me, I could admit that I haven't always went for the best type of guys. You know, I'm pretty sure there was better guys that I could have went for. But one thing I will say is this. I'm a high caliber woman, and I think very highly of myself. And I think a lot of men, from my experience, approach me knowing that they have to come a certain way, but cannot maintain that expectation. So a lot of men will approach me, and in the beginning, it's the dates, it's the this, it's the that. And I expect those type of things. That's how I was raised. My father was like that. I have come from a very strong household where I see a strong Black family. I seen a husband dote on his wife. Like, I seen those things, so I expect them. So I think men, they'll see me, I'm accomplished, I went to school, whatever, and they know, okay, I gotta come correct. But then once I'm also a very empathetic person. So I'm not just with somebody just because of what they can do for me. I see a lot of potential in people. I see a lot of like growth in where a person can go, because I realized not everybody was given the same opportunities that I was. Not everybody had the same parents, the same upbringing, my parents did a lot for me. So I'm always like, well, if this person had this, they would do this. So maybe I can get this person to this point and they can be this. But a lot of times, like, if you see what he is, but a lot of us, we ignore the red flags. Like you said, like you see what type of guy you're dealing with, but you're like, I ignored so many things off the strength of, well, in the beginning he was doing this, so maybe it'll get back to this, or like this girl, like I'm telling you, but
y'all crazy.
We are crazy, but that's an immaturity thing in ourselves. Like I was immature, I feel like, and I think that my immaturity allowed me to ignore red flags because out of love or thinking that things would get better. But a lot of men come a certain way and then it starts switching up down the road. Like once I'm emotionally invested, once we've been together for a few months, I start to see a whole different type of Negro. And I'm like, this is not the boy I started dating. Like, who are you? But we stay. We stay because we always hope that it's going to get better, but it never does. But
I think that goes in all relationships.
It does.
Whether it's friendships, jobs, like you always... First few months, you're always showing out. You know what I'm saying?
Them first few months is the most beautiful time in
they're
the
the
world.
best.
What?
They're the best.
Everything hit. You like, damn,
They bring up the tricks. Like, how can I not fall in love? You was doing this and that. Like,
eventually you ain't got the same money. Eventually you ain't got the same money because
it's true. You done blew it.
And then you did all this, and then you just can't keep up with it because it's like you might have been putting off a lot just to maintain this lifestyle.
And I didn't know that you were doing that because I didn't know. I just saw what you.
And now your family, you ain't seen your family in months. You ain't you ain't get shit done at home. You got half a project still hanging on the wall, and you just in love over here spending all your money. And then
but see, look, that's another thing too. Like what you just said, you're a hot caliber woman. So like you noticed that off just I could just look on Instagram and know, like, oh yeah, no. This some work. That's a real project right there. You feel me?
You
not saying like that. I'm saying like already. Like if I come to her, it got to be a certain way. Like I know I can't. This ain't no like half-ass game. Like I can just say whatever and she gonna be cool with it. Now I got to be on my best behavior. Like I got to be serious or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no like it's situationship. Nah, that's a okay. All right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But your homie to tell you that, and you know that before you go. Like as men, we honest with ourselves. Like we know our level. Mm-hmm. Of what we could go for and what we can't go for. And our financial stability will let us know our level as well. Right. And then also what we've had in our past. Okay. So like, you'll know, like if you got a lot of dudes like to get a very pretty woman, right? Mm-hmm. Very beautiful woman, right? But they never had that before, so they don't know how to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? But now if you're dealing with you look at the guy you're talking to, what your last 3 girlfriends look like. Now, if she look not to your caliber, you need to know that he's going to be very insecure about a lot of things that you do because he's not used to that. Now, in a situation where a dude has dealt with a lot of pretty females, now you can say, okay, well, they are at my caliber and he maintained them. Like these are serious situations. Let me see why they didn't work out first. Right. Like me on first date, I ask questions. I want to know what we get into early. I wasn't
asking the right questions when I first
started. I'm asking some serious, I'm asking questions like, I'm trying to get deep right now to throw you, not even throw you off, but just to let you know, all right, this is what I'm looking to go towards. So like that's my whole process too. Like you should always want to be realistic with your partner. So like, yo, listen, you're not the first pretty girl I've been with. I've been with some pretty girls before, like high standard where everybody need DM, everybody trying to holler at them. Now it's up to you to say you won't fuck with me or not. Not for me to go out the way and really be acting crazy about it. I gotta be able to trust you. So if I could trust you that you're not gonna be wilding, we here with it. You feel what I'm saying?
But a lot of people don't do that. And I feel like, for me at least, a lot of men come to me and they're not ready for me. They swear, they see me and they go on the gram, they see the criteria, but they are not ready for me. And they think that they are. They're like, oh, I'm going to do this. But realistically speaking, you're not ready for me. You come to me trying to approach me one way. So I'm thinking that you are ready for me, but you cannot maintain my expectations. And you start to build a little bit of a resentment towards me because you can't do it. When really, you came to me. You came to me with certain things, and how am I supposed to know? But again, I wasn't asking the right questions because just because someone's taking you out to dinner or buying you this does not mean that they have it or that they are ready for you. And I'm not saying that that's what my criteria of dating is just focused on, but I'm saying men will come to me and do that. And me, like, I don't know what you have going on until I get to know you. So it's like you can't fault me for having. And then a lot of times, like I had these expectations. People want me to lower my expectations, and it's like.
Are they realistic? That's all my only thing. Because a lot of times,
my expectations are realistic. I'm a girl that gives grace. Like my dad took care of my mom, but like they also built something together. I watched them invest in properties together. I watched my mom run my father's campaign. So I do believe behind every strong man is because my mom kicks butt. There's a even stronger woman. So I think I am realistic with my expectations because my family is humble. Like, but the criteria that I have is not something that I could come down off of, because I do feel like if I'm coming with certain things now, I used to try to be like, I used to try to look past certain things because I didn't want to look down on anybody, and I'm not saying to do that, but I feel like if I'm coming with certain things, you have to come with them too, because I am no longer, and this came from dating and learning and growing as a woman, I'm no longer meeting someone halfway now, because when I'm going through stuff, and it may not be financial stuff, it may be other stuff, mental stuff, they never met me halfway. So I'm not.
You can't bring your past trauma to the new shit.
You can't, but I've learned from certain things, and I do need to date somebody that's in the same realm, relatively speaking, as where I'm at, because there's certain things I want to do now. Like, I know what I want very clearly. I can't date somebody that's light years, 10 years behind me, because I'm on a certain trajectory. You have to be at least willing to work to get to that trajectory. Like,
see, that's my question right there. That was
it's the work, and I don't mind a man not being fully together, but I could feel somebody's work ethic because I have it. I know my father's work ethic. My dad did not always have it. My dad made money, lost it all on the stock market, bounced back. But my dad is a monster. Like, he has that work ethic. My dad, before he became mayor, and I'm not even trying to make this political, but I watched my dad walk door to door with no support, no money, and run against the political party and win. Like, I need a man that even if we have nothing, he's going to go out and get it, because I cannot be with somebody where I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm trying to push you, like, well, babe, let's do this. Maybe we could do this. Like, and I got to figure it all out for you.
How you get that? Like, I'll be confused how y'all start dating dudes like that. I really be confused, like, how you get that situation, because I don't think, like, me, myself, and nobody I'm around is built like that to where, like, I got to tell you to go.
Sure.
No, I'm saying there is, but I'm saying is I just ain't never been around it enough to be like everybody in my camp, like, no matter, like, my crew or, like, other homies, like, everybody get into it. Like, and we've been doing that since we was kids.
Right.
So it was, like, weird when I hear it. I'm just like, that don't seem real. Like, yo, it's mad people out here getting into it. What made you just say, nah, I'm going to skip these 5 DMs. I'm going to answer this one.
You know what it is? I feel like for me, I have a very nurturing nature. I can't speak for everybody else, but and my mom, being that she was Caribbean, like, we have a better relationship now, but me and my mom had, like, a really rocky relationship growing up. She was very, very hard on me. So I never wanted anybody to feel how I felt, like I wasn't good enough. Because I used to feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or, like, I'm not good enough, or, like, I have to do better at this. Like, so I never wanted anybody to feel like that. And I know my parents were so hard on, like, me dating. And I kind of wanted to, I don't know if I wanted to prove something
It's
to them.
probably tough to come in your household.
Yeah,
God,
like, I don't know if I
damn.
was trying to prove a point to my parents, like, me and this person are going to work out, and you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm going to make him this, and you're going to watch, and you're going to see us get married, and he's going to pay for the wedding because you're wrong. Like, that's the mindset I had.
You better come look at,
like,
got the dead up, everything.
Yeah, like, I think my parents have played a part in it. And then, like, I don't know if it's like this, like, what, like, the feeling of being chosen as a girl sometimes I think keeps a girl around, because a lot of women want to feel that feeling of, like, well, I'm the girlfriend. And it's not smart, but, like, a lot of girls there's a lot more women on this world than there are men. And then when you talk about the dating community and the Black community, like, a lot of our men, unfortunately, are being incarcerated. They're incarcerated on dumb weed charges, dumb things. A lot of our men are in other things, like, whether it's street drama, whatever they got going on. We're losing our men at, like, large rates. So there's not a lot of eligible Black men that are there. And that's my type, just being
hold on. There's a whole bunch of us out here.
There are.
Don't do us like that.
I'm not going to say that there's not. There are great guys out there, but maybe, like I said, maybe I wasn't looking. Maybe I was looking past them because they were lacking in certain
Y'all be into certain, well, I say, y'all wait till y'all already done been through mad other shit to finally come over and be like, oh, there go the good ones over there.
Go to therapy, because that'll change everything. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying, because, you know what I'm saying, I got a whole bunch of them in my family, and from a young age, all you hear is, yo, niggas ain't this, they ain't that, this and that. All y'all single, whatever situation may be. Then as you growing up, you're like, well, then why y'all single? Why it's going? And you start saying why they single, and you be thinking like, well, y'all just mad from the one that you really wanted, he ain't work out, and you putting it on the new dude. New dude ain't even do nothing wrong.
No, that's a fact.
He a good dude. This and that. So it'd be like,
it's our environment too, though, because I just, from me, like, my new job, and I go to conferences, and like I said, I'm not looking to date. I feel like I want to build an empire. Like, I really am trying to get myself focused and figure out what my next move is. But I've seen a lot of, like, great eligible bachelors out there that I didn't even know existed because I was probably going to the same places every weekend, going in the same spots with the same people. So I'm not getting ready. I'm not seeing like a large group of men besides the people I already know. Even like the people I have dated. How did I meet them? Oh, a friend was dating this guy, and then this guy put me on to this friend. So it's like by default, maybe it's my fault too for not expanding my horizons or looking past certain people. But like I'm also being presented with the same type of guys because that's what's in my area. I didn't see different type of guys until like I started traveling to different areas and like seeing men that are in my industry or seeing men that he's got it together. Like he's somewhere, he's inspiring me because I feel like a lot of times I did the inspiring and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I do feel like I'm in a space right now where I want my partner to inspire me too. Like I want to feel that. I want to look at my partner and be like, wow, like I want to go harder because of him. Because I feel like it's always been me. And that is draining sometimes. Like being the woman to always have to carry that responsibility of taking your partner to the next level or being the source of encouragement to get your partner to a financial level. That's a huge burden that I don't want to take on by myself anymore. I want to take that on with somebody else. Like at least let it be mutual where we're like pushing each other. I don't want to be the one that's like pushing the ship. Like I don't have the stamina anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That makes sense because if it's something you've been doing your whole life, now that you're finally thinking about making it serious and settling down, you're getting into your 20s or whatever, you're looking for something more real. I mean, if it hasn't worked out yet, then why stick to it?
Yeah, it hasn't worked, so I have to change trajectories. Because I'm not that I'm old. I'm 24. I'll be 25 in December. But like
just dropping more joints. Y'all letting them know when the birthday coming.
I'm just telling you guys, December 6th, Sag. You know. Get a gift if you can. But no, I'm being honest. I know this might sound crazy, but like maybe it's not crazy. But 28, 29, like I'm not putting a time limit on it, but like I would like to be with somebody that I can marry and possibly have kids with. I want a family. First off, I love getting dressed. I love my hair, nails, lashes. I would love to have like a mini me somewhere. So it's like I gotta make sure that I'm picking, because your partner who you have kids with, that's so crucial. Like that's so important.
Look, Uncle Ty, no.
Yeah, you got nieces and nephews.
I got 10 of them. Look, I'm trying to tell you.
It's important. Like that's a big decision. So it's like I'm not even thinking about it for myself. Yeah, I want to be in love and I want to love my partner, but I'm thinking about it like the man that I'm with, is he going to be a provider for my family? Will he love his children the way I love my children? Does he have the same values that I have? I want my kid, like something that small, I want my kids to be in swimming lessons. Is that a priority to him? You know what I mean? 2-year-olds are drowning or things like that. Like that's little things. Like I want my kids.
That's some shit. I ain't never heard of shit like that.
I think about those. Like I think so long term, and I think that's messed me up too because sometimes I'll be thinking so far ahead, and maybe the person I'm dating is thinking like about what's going on in 2 months, and so like maybe I'm overwhelming them with like all the things I'm thinking about.
I think it's communication. I think that's a big key of any relationship. Yeah. And what I've noticed in my relationships, situationships, because I've been in each little piece of thing. I've been a side dude. I've been the main dude. I've been a real boyfriend.
He's up in the side dude.
Oh no, yeah, look, on the pod they know.
Getting transparent.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, I done had some of the girls I've been side dudes on the show. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like we get deep here. You know what I'm saying? But like I've been in each position. But me personally, I'm 27 now. I'm at that point now. Like my next relationship, I hopefully will be my last relationship.
I hope so.
So like I'm looking to make sure that my priorities and your priorities, we here with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I can entrust you that if I give you my seed, we're going to be able to develop a real family. Like, the family is the most important thing. I don't give a damn about if we happy and that we can establish ourselves. I don't care where you at financially. As long as you trying to work your way up and you into something, cool.
You got to date somebody with the same mindset as you. I think it's too much. Like, some people, in my opinion, take these big core values like 50-50, or wanting children and stuff, and they have like they're on total opposite spectrums. Like one person believes in 50-50, one person doesn't, and they try to force each other to compromise on something that's so big. Like you do have to take the time to really get to know your partner and date people that have similar morals and mindsets towards what you have, because it does make things easier. Like you cannot be dating a leech if you're a hustler. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a provider. You could be a provider as a man and you could love taking care of your woman. But I'm pretty sure if you're a hustler, you're going to also want to date a woman that's also a hustler. That's something that's going to...
I wouldn't even say a hustler. I would want somebody that can basically, if I fall, you can hold this up for until I get back.
It just has that mindset.
Yeah, like you just here with it. Like, yo, whatever you into, I want you to be the best at it. I want you to really have a goal, like a career path or something that you're going to do. So that way, yo, what if I get messed up or something happened to me? I can entrust you that you could, yo, if I die today, I can trust you to take care of my kids.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know you're going to hold it down if I'm not around. You know what I mean? So I need to be able to have that entrust into you. But like, that's my another thing too. I would like to ask you is, what is your belief system on that? On the 50-50 rules and everybody going with or paying for dates and also that somebody that of your caliber woman, you know what I mean? Like me personally, I was taught by my father is you want to be the boss, you gotta pay the cost. So his whole thing was, yo, if I'm holding the house down, I'm paying the mortgage, I'm paying this, I'm doing this and that. And when I asked my mother at the time, you feel what I'm saying? This is what's going on, I need this done, or she gonna do it without a real situation because yo, he doing exactly what I need him to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he need me to do something, I'm going to be able to do it. So that's my whole thing. A lot of girls be like, nah, I want to go 50-50 or I could do this. One girl told us that she wanted to go to work. She want her husband to stay home.
Yeah, that she's, you know what? I respect her beliefs. But
shout out to you. I got her hoodie on right now.
I respect her beliefs, but that for me, this is my first things first. Do what makes you happy. If you believe in 50-50, good for you. You should do it. Date a person. I tell a guy, if you believe in 50-50, don't date me. Date her. She likes that. Go be with her. But me personally, like, I agree with what you said. It costs to be the boss. I grew up in a certain household. I watched my father handle business. But along with that came a certain level of respect. Like, he is the man of the house. I just feel like it's hard for me to look at you as the man of the house if I'm going 50-50 with you because I feel like that is, I do, like, everybody has their own ways, but I do believe that, like, a man is a provider. I feel like men are on this earth to be provided for. But I also think that men, as a woman, I want to care for my provider. I don't want you to feel like you're providing and it's in vain and you're coming home from work and, like, you know, you're bearing the weight of being the man of the house, but you don't have a woman of the house to kind of make you feel secure in what you're doing when you come home. So I do believe in making my contributions as a wife. I don't believe that, like, maybe they should be, I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in the man providing and, like, you know, I'm going to cover some things. The household will not be taken care of. But, like, I know, for just give you an example, my family, like, my dad takes care of our household, but my parents have other properties together my mom might pay stuff on. Like, we build and we grow together. But our household, you need to take care of that because I'll take care of my ends as the wife, but I don't believe in a 50-50. Like, I've never seen it.
You believe, like, my money is our money and your money is your money?
No, not even. I'm
not saying it in a bad way. Don't take it bad what I'm saying.
I'll say.
But, like, your money's like, say you want, whatever you want to do, like, little stuff you want to do. I'm going to take a trip with my friends. You got that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That. But, like, whatever I'm making, this for us. And what you got, you just, is for hell. Like, all right, just in case we need it.
Yeah, like, I think that more or less, yeah, I guess you could say it like that. I feel like maybe it has, like,
that's how I was raised on. I just saying.
Like, that's how I was raised. Like, I watched my dad take care. Like, we come to my father for certain things, and I go to my mother for other things. And I just think that, for me, I like the way that my household is, so I want to have a similar household. And I don't knock anybody else that lives differently, but that's just not for me. Like, I see my dad as a very masculine and dominant force. Like, I was a daddy's girl. My dad was my protector, and I feel like a part of that came with seeing him provide for us financially. Like, seeing my dad be able to do certain things, I have a certain level of respect for him as a man, and I want to have that same respect for my husband. I know I'm a very dominant woman, and I know that if I'm going 50-50 with a man, we're not going to have a pleasant household because I'm going to come home, and I got a mouth on me, and I'm probably going to say something disrespectful.
It's a little different. When you broke in the house, it don't feel good.
Yeah, and I'm also feel like, for me, like, as a woman, I want to be nurturing, and I feel like when you have to take on a woman, the role of a man, and, like, take on some of those certain responsibilities that are more for a man, you kind of lose a little bit of your femininity or whatever. You lose a little bit of your feminine side, and sometimes, like, you become a little bit less soft, and I think that projects onto your children. Like, I want to be a soft and loving mother, and I think a lot of that comes from knowing that I'm being taken care of and I feel protected in my household, and I feel like that's going to translate towards my children, because if I had to come home and do both and take on the full burdens of my husband and then come home and take on the full burdens of my mother, I might be a little bit angry when I get home, and that might translate towards my children.
Look, if you ain't know, she just broke some shit down. If you know what I'm saying, that shit went in your head.
Yeah.
You be like, why am I always mad?
Why she always angry? Because
she got mad shit on her plate. You feel me?
Yeah.
Nah, it's deep. That's real deep.
Came home, she cooked dinner, she gave the kids a bath, she picked out the school clothes for the next day, she signed the papers for the school trip, and then she paid half of the damn bills. Yeah, she's angry. Like, yeah, I would be angry too. And then she got to go pay, and I'm expensive. I got to pay for my hair, my nails. Yeah, I'd be pissed every day I came home from work. I'm not.
Look.
I'd be pissed. I'd come home angry.
It's a high caliber right there. You're going to have to come correct.
Yeah, and one other thing is too, what I ask for, I come with. Like what I ask for, like I don't agree with people asking for stuff. Like a lot of times women want a man that's together. You want a man that could do this, but you can't do it yourself. So why are you asking for it? Like anything I ask for, I can also provide for myself. So it's not that I need it, but yeah, I already have it. So what else? What are you bringing to the table as well? Like I don't think that you should ask for things that you cannot provide for yourself. Like you should not be asking for a Chanel bag and you can't get yourself a Chanel bag. That doesn't make sense.
See, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not even into the whole designer crazy thing like that. If you into it, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, like
for me, no. I'm saying like I couldn't imagine like a girl like, oh, I want a Chanel bag. I'm like, for what? Like that's my first question is.
If I'm paying everything, like if I'm taking care of everything, and then she has her own money, like how you said before, like my money's our money and her money's hers. I'm buying 0 Chanel bags ever. You have money.
I'm buying 0 Chanel bags.
You have money. That's what it's for.
But tell her got that new sale going up, and they got another rainbow sale. I got you.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna hold you down for that $250.
That's what that money's for. That's why you hoarding it to buy the Chanel bag.
What? My dream life with my husband is to the point where like we're so financially well off. We're not even having a 50-50. Not saying we would, but I don't even want to have that 50-50 conversation. I just want us to be like...
Yeah, I don't even think about that because that's pretty much my goal too. Like,
yeah, like I know that...
But I'm just saying, I know like dating-wise, like at this age right now, I ain't where I need to be at. I know where I'm going. I'm projected to get there. Right. You feel what I'm saying? You fuck with me, you gonna see. But I'm not about to, like, I ain't coming in like that. Because me personally, I'll fight you before you pay the bill.
I feel like until there's kids involved, like, I'm not 100% the provider until we have a family. If it's just me and you, like... we ain't a family yet. Once we make children and now we're a unit and there's like kids involved and everything, now I got this. But until then, like...
But see, I want to be courted.
Well, look. Sal's already an engaged man, okay?
Oh, okay, so yeah, we're not...
My wife takes care of herself. She make money. She got her. I make money. We chilling.
He said, we good right now. Look.
Yeah.
We're good. But once the kids get involved and there's that whole aspect of life, then yeah, I'll be the male provider of the family and taking care of the family unit. Right now, there's no family.
Right.
It's just us two, like... The only thing different is now there's a ring and like there's a legal like bind, but
got you.
This is still just like a relationship. We just dating way more advanced now.
Yeah,
got you.
You guys are enjoying
like,
each other.
This still could end, but once there's kids involved, there's no end in that.
That's a forever thing.
Yeah.
No, that's I feel you. I did want to talk about dating too. I do believe in a man courting a woman. I do like to be courted, but I also believe that it's okay to take your man on dates too. Like if I have done it. Like, if my man is taking me on dates and he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, he's buying flowers, he's treating me real good. Like, I don't ever have a problem.
Ty Sharp school right there.
And let everybody know.
I got yelled at for this. I want you to know.
Because guys, like, stop. The big fuss on flowers is so ridiculous. If buying your girl a $20, $30 bouquet of flowers will make her happy, stop arguing with her about it. It's $20.
No. I got yelled at for buying flowers.
Why?
The girls was on the live saying, yo, why you buying Listen, I'm a romantic type of dude.
I don't know what's wrong with these women.
Like I bring first date, I'm coming correct. Like you ain't. First of all, if you dating me, you don't touch doors or bills, so we're not doing that. You feel me?
Good guy.
So look, if I bring the flowers to you, right? She was like, "Well, you making it too serious on the first date." I'm like, "Yo, I'm letting you know how I'm coming."
We have changed date. I don't know why we did this. I can't. It really bothers me. Dating is supposed to be like that. I don't know what's gotten into everybody with social media or like where you guys are getting these rules or values from, but that's how dating is supposed to be. I believe in a man courting women. I believe in flowers. I feel like flowers on a first date is a given. Like if I see a man that brings me flowers on a first date, I'm already looking like, oh, okay, so you already know something. Like you got something checked off. Like somebody raised you with a little bit of, but that's like,
yeah, like I thought they was getting on me.
Yeah, they was
getting on me. I'm like, damn, like you opened the door. Yo, why is she touching any door?
But I think a lot of girls aren't used to that now. I think some men aren't doing it, and then some women are really ruining it for us because these girls are like, they're paying on for every day. Like they taking a man out like he's the like.
Girls are thugs now.
It's different. So they get to me.
They get to me.
Nigga. No, it's true. They get to me and I'm like, and I want this paid for and that. And they're looking at me like, well, old girl I didn't have to do this with old girl. Or like they'll meet somebody else
and they brought up old girl. Oh
like,
man.
No, and I'm telling you, like dating is now, especially like I have certain values. It's hard because it's hard finding somebody that's on the same type of time as me because I do believe, like I said, I don't ever have a problem with I think sometimes people get it misconstrued. Like, they think because I want to be courted that I will never do something nice for my partner. That's not true. Like, I will pay for haircuts. I don't mind doing nice things within reason, but you have to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, because naturally I'm going to feel like, you know what, my man's been so good to me. Like, he's been so great. Let me do something nice to put a smile on his face.
I think what y'all got to understand too is we are very simple creatures. Like, we simple. Like, the simplest thing make us happy. Like, it'd be like just something nice that you do. It don't cost no money. Like, it'd be like coming home
and cleaning the apartment.
See, that's cool. I feel like that's a guarantee. You should already do that.
Yeah, but if you're not, I'm talking about if you're not living together.
No, I'm saying even like right people like this. Like, I was in a situationship for like almost like 6 months, right?
Okay.
Like, if you in my room, like I'm at work, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I'm running around doing whatever I gotta do. And you in the room all day, I expect when I get there, it's clean. Like, we've been sitting, like, you been laid up, eating good, whatever like that. Right. You call me like, yo, I'm hungry. And I just, I bet I'm about to cash app you, or yo, I'm gonna Uber eat you some shit right now, Or matter of fact, hey, yo, bro, I'm about to drop food off to you right now. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Least you could do is clean the room that you sitting in right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I'm just personally thinking like, off rip, that's how I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't live with a girl and all that too. Like, and she was an OCD. So I'm used to it just
being done.
Clean, like, and good hygiene. That's something too. Y'all gotta have good hygiene. I'm big on.
Yeah, I'm big on
females,
hygiene.
Yeah, like,
I'm big on hygiene for everybody. Like,
yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, hygiene. Boys, we got good hygiene, but like girls, I got like a strict, like, damn, I see stuff in your ears, I'm gonna throw me off. You know what I mean? Like, you ever look somebody, like, you be looking close to your girl, somebody laying with, you start looking, but like, you know, in the mornings you wake up, like, your breath hot, like, stuff like that, I'm cool with. But if it's like 3:00 in the afternoon, your breath still hot, like, I know you ain't brushed your teeth today. You feel me? I'm like, damn, like, I ain't dealt with this before. This is a little different. You feel me? But no, that's a big thing. Like, I feel like certain things you should just come with, like, what you do. So, like, maybe rub my back today because I got off work. I'm tired. I'm this and that. Like, little stuff like that. Things. Be simple. Or like, yo, you cooked. Oh, that's a deal breaker for me. You can't cook. I'm done.
So if you can't cook, you're done. But you can't expect a woman to cook if you're not paying bills. Like, you want. Not saying you, but a lot of men want the woman to cook. They want her to clean. They want her to go half with them on bills. They want her to go pay half on the dates. Like, damn.
Half on a date? I want to ask you how we go half on a date.
Listen, I'm not even gonna get into it. But I didn't.
Damn, you didn't pay. You touched the bill?
No, never me. Never. I'm not trying to meet. I don't even look at the bill. I don't even know. I'm not trying to meet. I don't. I'm not one of the girls that's going to fake offer to pay. I'm not doing it.
Don't fake offer to pay.
If you ask me on a date, I fully expect the date to be covered. Unless, like I said, we have been dating for a while. You are my man, and I feel the kindness of my heart because you have been so good to me to take you out on a date. That's one thing. But I don't. That's just me though. Like, I watched my dad.
How bougie she got? She said to pay for the bill.
I'm sorry. But then I say to the men that complain, just don't date me.
That's a fact.
Just don't, because a lot of people like to go back and forth. I'm not going back and forth with you. There's 20 girls down the street that will love to pay for your date or love to go half with you. Go date them. Don't argue with me about paying the bill.
Oh no! See, look, you got to go into Ty Sharp budget plan right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, I budget out before I even ask you on the date. Like, I'm gonna take her here. So look, I'm gonna spend this much. If she go over this, then she out of my range. You know what I'm saying? She ain't for me. I'm like, yo, listen, ain't gonna work out. It ain't gonna work. Nah, see, that's the other thing too. So now we're going to get into this part of the show. It's called Not Your Average Questions. We're going to give you some questions, crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Wild. Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Ooh. Okay, guys. I'm a cat mom. I love both. Okay. Here. I'm an animal person. Red flag. It's not a red flag, guys. I'm an animal person, period. Like, my dream is to have, like, my first kid and have a puppy and a cat. But I am a cat mom. I'm a proud mom to Cookie and Jasper. Those are my babies. Yes, I'm a cat mom. But the reason why I have a cat is because when we snuck my first cat onto my dorm, because at Rutgers you only can have like emotional support animals. And
you really signed your cat up for that?
No, they didn't. I didn't do that. We just snuck the cat in.
Oh, they just probably assumed.
Yeah, well, no, not even. The cats don't bark, so nobody knew the cat was there.
Yeah. So he just was hiding up in under the bed.
I was hiding the cat, and then I got back from college, and my dad was like, "We're not bringing the cat into my house." And now look, we got two.
That's that little girl stuff. I'd have been like, bro, we not bringing no cat.
I want to crush your dream, but for someone who's had dogs their whole life, having a baby and a puppy at the same time,
is the worst thing ever. There's two kids.
Puppies are insane. Like,
I'm willing to make the commitment.
I've had a dog my whole life. Like, throughout since I was born, we've always had a dog. We've always got dogs. I just recently had a puppy for the first time. I'll never do that again.
Really?
Yeah, I told my girl, I said, the next dog we get, we're going to adopt like a 2-year-old dog who needs a good home because this puppy shit.
Hey, look, man. Listen,
It's way too
I had
much
a
work.
pup when I was like a kid, so it was fun then. I moved into my new crib maybe like 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? My mom went and got a little teacup, one of the ones you were in a stroller, a little bag. She thinks she popping, all that. When I tell you, we had to needle feed the dog when we first got it because it's so little, can't eat. So you got to really sit there. Got to change it because like it can't. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom at yet. Like it's really having a child. Like
no.
I watch it
Even
go.
up until like a year and a half, like it's just a lot of work.
I know Bambi. I hate Bambi.
Cats are very low maintenance. People don't know that.
no,
Cats
for
are very
sure.
low maintenance. You don't have to do
I
too
don't
much.
trust cats. I'm scared of cats.
A lot of people say that, and I used to be too, but I had a couple of good experiences with cats, and my cats are like, they act like dogs.
Why
Like
do cat people always say that? Yo, my cat different though.
No, I swear, my cat does not bite, does not scratch. Like, especially Jasper the boy, like he'll come and he'll want to be loved on you. Like he'll cuddle with you. He lays in the bed with me. We watch movies together. Like that's my baby.
Oh nah. Look, shout out to
All my friends are getting married now and getting houses. And they're all like trying to get dogs, and I'm like, don't get the puppy, get a dog. And they're all like, whatever. And now they're all letting me know, like, man, I should.
But no, that's
never
why.
got this
Look,
puppy.
when I first me and my shorty had first got a crib together. I'm saying shorty, my ex. We got our crib together. Our first thing was let's get a dog. When I tell you this motherfucker bit a hole through the wall in the apartment, like that's what dogs like puppies that do. Like you say you leave them alone, you go to work, you come back, they mad that you not there. So like they gonna cause a fit.
I see my sister dog
much
do
work.
it all the
I
time.
can't
Yeah.
They crazy.
I can't
That's
imagine
my
doing
baby,
that
though.
at the same time as having a baby. That would be insane.
Last
Look.
thing I'm gonna say about cats is cats are smart. And one time when I was in college, my ex-boyfriend, he was cheating, and my cat came over one day, and I didn't know why at the time, and she peed on him. She was trying to tell me something.
Yeah.
We gonna really do that. That's what we going with.
Yeah, so I'm a cat
First of all,
girl.
see, look, that's right there. My dog would never pee on me. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
she didn't pee on me, she peed on him.
See now, look, right there, that might be in the relationship right there. I get peed on by the cat. Oh no,
Well,
ain't no coming back.
Good.
Well, I mean,
Good in
I'm
my-
saying,
in my
your situation. Yeah. Okay, I got another one for you. If you had one day left to live, what would you do first?
Wow.
Easy. I'm eating breakfast.
What would I do first, or
Yeah.
like this for the day?
First thing you doing? You just got the call like, yo, it's it. It's the last day. It's 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m. and the first thing that I can do. Man, that's a really hard question.
It is.
I never thought about that.
I'll eat breakfast.
Okay, I'm not going to eat breakfast.
You gonna skip out on the best meal?
I'm not really a breakfast person. I would want to get my favorite food though. I love food. I would want to get my favorite food. Like I would want to go to like the.
What's your favorite food?
Oh well, I love crab cakes. Like I really love crab cakes.
You a seafood
I
person?
love seafood. I would want like a seafood boil. I would want some
Expensive.
crab cakes. I would get everything that I love, like, and I would make sure I have it for the day. Like I would map out the day. Like this is what I'm going to do.
Got you. So you just map out this first thing you gonna do? Map out the day?
I would map out the day. Like if this is the last day, I'm mapping out the day. I'm gonna have a whole itinerary for the last day.
What TV show are you binging right now?
Are you guys watching House of Dragons?
No.
Oh my god, you guys need to watch. I'm a Game of Thrones girl.
Oh my God.
Please.
That's one of the big series I never got into.
It's amazing. The best show, excluding the last season, the best show on the planet. I love it so much. And they have a new, like I guess like a spinoff of it. It's called House of Dragons.
It's like the prequel.
Yeah, it's great. Like I'm a Game of Thrones girl. I stand by that show.
I don't
That's
really
the hill
watch
I'll die
TV.
on.
What's
If I
one of
watch TV, it's Paternity Court,
your...
and that's it. That is.
Oh no, I'm into all of. I'm into some shows. What's your favorite show? Well, outside of that, like your series that was like the best series you watched.
Dang, I would say that though.
That's your best
Game of
series?
Thrones. I love Game of Thrones.
God.
I'm a
this
Game
lady.
of Thrones gal. I love Game of
Like,
Thrones.
so how deep are you into like your series with people? Like, I know sometimes that be making breaking relationships. Like, if somebody watch
Yeah,
episode.
I want every man. If I date you, you have to watch Game of Thrones.
Oh my
You
God.
have
I
to.
think it's like 8 seasons. How many seasons is that shit?
It's 8 seasons. You have
Yeah,
to.
look, I already know off the top of my head. I'm good.
No,
I'm
you
like,
have.
8 seasons?
I will watch it with you. I will rewatch it again.
I'm not into
Not-
fantasy and shit like that.
It's
Nah, nah.
no, but this is the thing. Okay, this is why I was just explaining this to somebody. It's not fantasy the way you think it is, because I feel like most of the time shows like that, like where there's dragons and this and witches, most of those shows are dumb because they're like that's the premise of
Don't
the
do that.
show. No, I'm not saying. Oh, I know maybe you have a show you like, but I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the medieval aspect of it. But it's not. That's not the part of the show that makes it so good. It's the storyline. If you took that same storyline and put it in 2022, it would still be fire.
I don't know, Sal. I got some good
I haven't
shows.
seen it.
It's
I got some
good.
shows. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I just started the show over right now, and it got like 5 seasons.
What show?
Revenge.
I know. I've never seen it.
You got Hulu?
I do. I have everything.
Look, if you ever had to get revenge on some people, this is the greatest story I've ever seen. Mind you, listen, this ain't no like regular like black shows I watch. This is a white lady show. And she get revenge on this family, and I say like, yo,
I need to watch it.
she plotted. Like I'm talking about, and it really go in depth every episode. So like by the time you episode 3, you feel like you know the whole shit. Like, oh, she about to get them,
Okay.
and she going through a whole list of people like that got involved with killing her father. It's crazy.
No, that's right.
No. Look, like that's one of them shows I started. I'm just sitting there like, damn, this shit too good. I'm calling niggas like, yo, you gotta watch this shit. Shit crazy. Now that and Persons of Interest, those are my 2 shows.
Okay.
Persons of Interest, that's one of them shows. HBO Max. Person of Interest, it's that show.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it.
Look, I'm putting you on right now.
You are. You gonna put me on?
Look, you
I
gonna be
love
watching,
this
you're gonna be
show.
like, damn, yo, he really put me on. This is
That's
my
how
shit.
That's how I feel about Game of Thrones. But don't just be one of those people that watch it stops after the first season. Like, get to season 3 and call me.
Look, I give shows 3 episodes to get me my
Can't
attention.
do that with Game of Thrones. It's too deep.
Oh, it's too deep.
It's so deep.
If your first 3 episodes ain't popping, what we doing?
It's the stories behind where we're going. You have to be patient.
I need patience.
You do.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it out. Then I'm really gonna let you know if it's terrible.
Get to season 3. Finish season 3, then call
He
me.
told me to watch. How many episodes in the season?
It depends on that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Look, if it's 20 episodes, I'm like,
No,
yo,
it's not 20 episodes. Maybe like I want to say 10, but I could be wrong.
I'll give you a good season.
Okay.
I'll give you a season and see what's going on.
All right.
All right, we got you right here. Now this one is a little crazy. I ain't going. Know what I'm saying? Now, would you rather fight a wolf with your bare hands, or would you rather fight a gorilla with 5 of your homies? Now, just remember what these 2 animals are, and then you be honest with yourself.
So I'm off rip. I'm definitely going with the gorilla and my homies.
Crazy, Sal.
You know why?
That's crazy. We 1 for 1 today. Go ahead.
I feel like my friends, like they really have my back. Like they have my back. And I know that if I was going out, I would want to go out with my girls.
So you want to have 5 funerals instead of just 1?
Shoot, it might as well be 5 funerals if one of us go.
Oh,
'Cause
damn.
I can't live without my best friend. No, yeah. If I go, she has to go. She goes, I gotta go. That's my girl. Yeah.
So y'all just gonna get
And you know what, too? My friends are smart. I feel like we might not be able to beat the gorilla with our strength, but we probably will figure out a way to get the gorilla out of here. I think so. I'd be more
Yo.
scared for the gorilla. We're smart girls. I would not. I'm not going down without a fight. I wouldn't.
If he
underestimate-
grab one of y'all, everybody
Who
stop it
said
right there.
Who said he's gonna grab us?
You know how fast a gorilla is?
But you
You
didn't.
gotta fight him. It's 5 of y'all. Y'all in the room. Y'all right here. He just right there looking at you. What you gonna do?
He's just looking at us.
Who gonna make the first move to try to do anything?
We're not making any moves. I'm playing dead. I'm like,
You just lay down like, oh, yo, I'm done.
I'm laying out.
He gonna go right over there and start sniffing on y'all. Like, all right, okay.
I promise you, I'll fake
One
that.
of y'all gonna blink or breathe too hard. You want you smushed.
Oh, sorry for that girl. Sorry to that girl.
Craziness, man. I got one last thing. What's the last movie you saw in the theater?
Ooh, the last movie I just saw was Smile. You saw that horror film where like the people are smiling, and I'm not going to lie. Like I saw some previews for it, and I thought it was like this is gonna be corny, like scary. I feel like scary movies nowadays don't slap like how they used to back in the day. Because I remember back in the day, I used to be so scared I would leave and go to the bathroom during movies. Like I would be so
Oh,
scared.
damn, you one of those?
I was, but this movie was so good, so scary.
You like scary movies?
I'm not. No, I don't like scary movies when I'm by myself. I'm a punk. Like I'm scared.
Oh.
But I like to go with a group or with a guy, so I feel a little bit protected because it's a little bit exciting. But I wouldn't say I like scary movies. But this was a really good movie. Like it was really scary. I was scared.
Oh no, see, I'm not a horror film guy, so I would never go. Like, even like always watch
Yeah,
horror.
well, if you're not,
Nah,
it was
I'm good.
scary.
I'm
Because no,
good.
I'm telling you, it was scary.
I don't play with shit like that. I'm like,
Like it was. Oof, that movie got me. Like I thought the
you was
movie,
jumping and shit.
I was jumping.
You don't do like haunted houses and stuff?
What I will do it. Well, the thing is, my friends are going to make me. I don't really have an option. Like I'm not. That's why I said I'm not a scary movie person. But I never had the options. My friends were like, "Well, we're going to see Saw, or we're going to the haunted house, or we're going to do this."
See, Saw I could do. Saw not scary. He just
I
like
don't like gruesome stuff.
See, I like gruesome shit.
I don't
I'd
like
watch
that. My
I
friends
never
would make me
enjoyed
do
scary
it.
movies. I always thought they were stupid. They never really got me, but I like doing haunted houses and stuff if they're good.
I could do anything as long
I
as
go
I'm
to
not
the
by
little
myself.
prison in PA everybody go to and all
That was
that.
corny. I'm talking about like
Oh, I ain't
You want
they,
real stuff?
The ones, where it's a
Like,
little
something really
cinematic
happened
and it's
there,
real.
like-
You could tell they spent some money on this.
I don't want to do this. I don't know. I'm scared. I need to be able to close my eyes. I'll do a haunted house. I like a haunted house where like they put you in a chair and they ride you around.
I did that. Yeah, they put you in a coffin, they roll you out, and then they open the coffin. That's it. That's
I'm
how they
not
end
playing
it.
with all that shit, man. I'm not doing all that. You
They
got
don't
it.
hurt you or nothing. It's not stupid. It was
I'm
that.
not about to lay in no coffin to get yelled at by some random dude in a suit. Nah, I'm not doing all that, bro.
It was funny because like we went, me and my girl, we did this one. It was supposed to be like the scariest one you could do, and we waited online for like an hour and a half to get in. We stand there the whole time waiting. We finally get to the front, and they send you in one at a time. You gotta like crawl through this tunnel, right? So she's all nervous. I'm like, whatever. She's like, go first. I'm like, all right. So I went.
You die first.
Now I'm sitting in the end of the tunnel, right? I'm standing there. There's this guy, whatever. I'm waiting. She don't ever come through. Next thing you know, other people start popping out. I'm like, oh, you kidding me, right? Like, what's going on? Now the guy, he like breaks character. He's like, you gotta go, man. Like, you can't stand here. I'm like, waiting for my girl. She's like, just keep going. She'll come. Now I go. I'm walking like 5 minutes. I'm like, where's she at? I call her. She's like, I couldn't go in. She's like, I told him nah.
You told him nah?
And now they're not letting her in because she already gave him the safe word.
Oh, damn.
So now I had to walk through the whole shit for like an hour by myself.
Dang.
I was like, it was whatever. But it was.
Look, I'm that type of dude, though. I'm the type of like, we going to walk in a roller coaster line, get all the way to the top, and I'm going to walk straight through. Like, all right, yo, I'm going to catch you to get back down, you heard? Oh, I'm that type.
Did y'all hear about that movie? It's like a scary movie. It was on some blog I was reading, and they were saying how it was so scary that people were like throwing up and puking in the theaters.
First of all, what blog was you watching? What is
I don't
this?
know.
They say that about a
I
lot
can
of
find
shit,
it.
but-
I sent it to somebody. Hold on. Let me tell you guys what it was because I was like I sent it to
Going
my
up.
friend.
Ain't nothing that crazy.
It says, because I was on the neighborhood talk, it says, do you all want to see it? Horror film Terrifier 2 scares viewers so bad they vomited and fainted in theaters.
That's like a great writer.
Yeah, I know.
That's a great writer. Whoever that is, they
Right.
sold
That was
that.
a good headline.
Word, they got that one.
Right, because I said, what? It looks
Throwing
crazy.
up. First of all, who want to watch that? You throwing up
Yeah, I don't want to
afterwards.
throw up in the theater.
I got my last question for you for the day. All right.
Okay.
Not that crazy. It's some regular, you know what I'm saying? What decade do you think that you belong in? If you think you don't belong in this one. Like if you could just be like, yo, I'll pick this decade and I would have been, this would have been it for me.
Am I a black woman in all these decades?
You are you.
Okay, so I'm going to stay my black behind right in this decade because I think that I am a very powerful and opinionated person. And I think that had I been in a different decade, I would have had to shrink myself to some capacity to fit into societal norms. I think that in this, where I'm at right now, feel like I have the most space and opportunity to be who I am in terms of fashion, in terms of how I wear my hair, in terms of the fact that I'm able to run for office, in terms of the fact that I'm able to see my father accomplish certain things. I like being in this decade. I think that there's a lot of fun aspects of other decades, but a lot of people don't realize, like, if you are a minority, the same fun things that people talk about, like the Roaring 20s and this, maybe you participated to a certain extent, but you were living in fear every day. And yeah, I do live in fear to a certain extent, just because like racism still exists, sexism still exists, but it's just a different world where I do feel like I could be myself a little bit more freer.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes sense. I can see that, especially with the lanes that you're going in, like you said, running for office and everything. Maybe
Yeah.
like in the 90s and 80s, that might not have been possible.
Yeah, because even like I hear stories from my aunt because my aunt was also in TV, and like just from some of the things that she described to me, you can't do that anymore. Like it's not perfect. There's definitely room for change, but some of the stories that she told me, you could if some of the same things happened to her that were to happen to me at my jobs right now, I'd be a millionaire. Because I'd turn around and I'd be like, oh, you did that? Okay, give me 1 second. And I would own the whole whatever company she was at. So it's definitely it's like I said, it's not perfect. We still have our ways to go, but it's a little bit different now. Like there's more opportunities for growth. Like even the women that I've had conversations with, like the black women that like helped me get into certain positions, they told me like they didn't have a them when they were in this industry. Like they had to break through all those walls. And even like the woman Talia, she was the only black woman that I saw in such a high position where I was at that job. So it's just like she broke through all those barriers, and then she was able to put me in a position where I became a producer probably before she was able to. But she kind of had to go through that time period and sort through those things that I didn't necessarily have to.
Yeah, and they had to break those barriers, like you said, in fear.
Yeah.
Now there's still barriers to break, but other people have kind of set the path where
Yeah, they made it a little bit easier, and then I
Yeah.
can make it a little bit easier, and then so on
Exactly.
and so forth.
Yeah.
What about you, Sal? What decade would you go?
Shit, the 90s.
90s. That's your whole stilo though.
I'd have been rich right now.
Period.
With the stuff I work on and the talents I have, I would have thrived, and I would have been a legend. I just know it. I outwork a lot of people, and in that era, I feel like I would have shined a lot more. Now, with the internet, I kind of just get buried with a bunch of other people that are doing it just like me.
Right.
Not saying that they weren't there then, but I know I would have made a name for myself then. Now it's not that easy. Like you can make a name for yourself, but
It's easy, but it's not. Like, there's more platforms, but it's so hard because there's so many
many,
people doing the
yes.
same
there could be
thing.
someone
Abundance.
who's not even half as talented as me, but who's really good at marketing,
And they might just pop and blow up, and then
and they're gonna be on way better than me.
yeah,
And I'll outwork them every day of the week, but
it doesn't matter.
yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel it.
Damn, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Hey, what about you?
Decade. I would either be prior. I'll probably say like way like thousands of years ago. Like when we was running the world, like I probably wouldn't want to live in that type of time. Like, you see
That's
that?
tough.
I want to be during the gold age. Like we had 3 gold ages in the continent Africa. I would probably want to be like a part of that Moore group that was like exploring the world and like establishing North America, South America. Like part of that time where you just could see shit you ain't never like that we wouldn't even can't see till to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like yo, you established this here, like the first. You know what I mean? Like really knowing the real history without like being lied to, or you got to really go search
Right,
for it and all that.
experiencing yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I would like that would be a great time. Or I probably say like probably like during my mother time. Like cause she got to see before the crack era, you know what I'm saying? She got to see like there was like mad millionaires and them having to make up laws so that we couldn't become as, big and powerful. So she was like she got to see these people making all this money and then watching them get cut down and then having to reestablish it through her lifetime. Like that's like I think that's dope when you see the story go up and down and you seeing it now. So you're like, damn, this shit look kind of crazy.
Right.
So I probably would say like, I probably say like the 60s, 70s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to live during that time. I feel like it was a free time, but it was a time of like everything was experimental. Like we trying everything. Let's see what we could do. Let's see how hard we could take it. Let's see how they're gonna fight back. Or if we do fight, what's gonna happen? And then you get to see the answers to it. All right, I have to inspire this whole generation. Nah, this ain't work out. I bet. We're the next generation. We're gonna do that. Like I like to live through that time period. So I think that's like a dope time period there.
Yeah, it definitely is. It was a building time too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's like you building all the foundations that we got now.
It's from that.
Yeah, from that certain time. Like it's funny when you talk to your parents and you see the time period, like like the Warriors and shit like that. Like my father was a part of the gang that was that. Like he was a Mohawk. Like he
word.
showed me the leather jacket and this is what I had on. I used to really have a whole axe in my pocket when we go to school. Like shit like that. Like damn, that was like a crazy time.
Things
but it
seemed
was
so authentic then too.
because it was just
Because it was just that.
Yeah,
it was just that. Like there wasn't all this that's here.
It wasn't like I'm trying to be like them. I
Right.
just did it.
'Cause that was you. That was what you wanted
That's
to
what
do.
we was doing, bro. Like what I'm saying? We was all cool like that. So I feel like that's just like a dope situation. You feel what I'm saying? So I would probably pick that decade. But I love the decade I'm from.
Right.
I'm gonna hold you.
Respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? I like being a late 90s baby. Well, mid 90s baby. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy now we motherfuckers somebody born in 2000. I'll be like, yo, that shit
I
was
know,
cool.
right? I can't believe it.
Hold on, when you born?
No, I'm born in 1997.
You cool. You
Yeah, I'm
cool.
cool.
You
I'm
cool.
still- I'm
You
still in
still
the
here. You in the
I'm
club.
still in the club.
She gang.
Yeah, I'm gang. I'm gang.
Nah, I hit that 2000. I'll be like, all right, cool.
I live with
Take
2,000
two-
babies. My brothers are 17. My little sister's 16. They don't know some of the things that they talk about. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I feel like I'm young and I feel old sometimes. I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
When I say I remember back in the day when you say your graduation year, you be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm still pretty young. Now I see this shit, I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be a quarter.
Word. You know, you used to go on the websites you signing up, it tell you to go to your birthday.
Yeah.
You used to scroll like a little bit.
Now I'm
Now
like-
it's like,
Oh, okay.
oh damn, it's a whole little situation.
Yeah.
Talking about you got friends for 20 years. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, because me and my best friend, when we went on our first bestie vacation, we were celebrating 17 years of friendship. That's a long
Wow,
time.
yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's somebody's whole livelihood. You feel me?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. That just sound crazy now. Just think about it. Damn, I knew you for 20 years, bro.
No, imagine when we're 40. Oh my God.
Shh,
No,
don't
my
do it.
girl, 11 years now.
Are there any secrets? Like, what? Let me know.
I'm just a real chill person. I
Noted.
It's just real easy for me, and
Damn,
it's kind of the same way.
That's deep. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
hold you. But that's what I guess that's what it sounds like when you tell somebody you've been in a relationship that long. I did it 10 years, so I'll be like, damn.
I was like, a part of me like almost can't imagine that, but then another part of me can, because like I have friendships that are that long, and I love my best. And obviously, it's not the same thing as a relationship, but like if I was able to make it work, we've grown so much together, like just learning each other, especially as two women. Like we just had to, really make an effort to make sure our friendship was strong. So it's like if I could do that with her, I could do that with somebody else.
That's the thing. Yeah, me and my girl are like real close friends. Like she's probably my best friend out of anybody. Like, and not even just saying that like cliche. She's my girl. Like dead ass. Like. Me and her, we like this same everything. Like me, if we weren't like going out, she would still be my best friend. Like me and her click way too much. Just works. That's why.
Look, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, the key to a healthy relationship is the foundation of friendship.
No, that's a fact.
Like that gotta be your real homie. You know what I'm saying? Like if ain't nobody else coming, we about to go out and have some fun. You feel me? We about to go do this. Like they take trips, they be going mad places. Like they go to a whole concert just them two rocking. You feel me?
Sometimes we get like too friendly with each other. We gotta like I'll start roasting her or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how I would my friend, or like we'll just be like it'll get like too friendly, and then we gotta realize like we're going out.
Right, like
like yo, we like
I'm your girl. Like come on now, relax.
Like, damn, my bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Be like that though, but nah, that's how deep it get. But like nah, that's one key to it. I think is the friendship. Like that's one thing I think you gotta definitely establish, have a healthy relationship. I think everybody rushing to the relationship. It's okay to talk for a couple months and then
get to know each other and really understand.
Like let me ask you out to be my girlfriend, not we just go together now.
Right, I agree in that. I like for the man to ask so that I know.
Well, give me an ultimatum like, yo, I want to be your girl. Like. Yeah, let me know you want me, all right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
See, y'all don't do that. Y'all be making us play the game the whole time.
No, I want to be your girlfriend, and that's very clear. We're not gonna be doing this no commitment thing for a year. I don't. That's something I never understood though. The situationships, no, like I need to.
You gotta fill it out. You won't know yet.
No, I'm a girlfriend. You better ask me.
She gonna be like, yo. So I see you talking to a girl. Like, what you think this is?
After a certain point, we gonna have to understand. Like, what are we doing?
That conversation we had earlier with Jahab, we ain't gonna actually hear on camera, but the conversation with Jahab we had earlier, that's one of them ones. Like, that's when you know, like, all right, what we doing? Yeah, that's the conversation.
Because I know me, if I'm in a situationship and like we're talking for a certain period of time, I'm not thinking about anybody else, and I'm with you. So are you with me? I don't want to.
I could tell you be on 10 if somebody. If it's off one day, you about to let them know. Like,
we need to establish what this is because I need to know.
Yeah, that conversation supposed to happen after this. When something happens, that conversation supposed to happen right after that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the exact next conversation at that same time. Like, all right,
so
what we doing?
Yeah, because I need to know.
But hey, man, we appreciate you for coming through.
I'm happy that you guys asked me to come through.
I'm saying we are going to have a round table talk of females, right? Ooh. Very deep, all different type of females. Okay. I think we found our third girl that we would actually would need. You feel what I'm saying?
I would love to.
So if you ever interested, when we do it, would you be interested in doing it?
I'm already interested. Sign me up. Just tell me the date.
All right, cool. Look,
I have to show up. And
all different mindsets. We just want to have a nice, real conversation. Yeah, about a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
But let everybody know what you got going on. Tell them where they can find you at.
Okay, so my name on Instagram is @BriannaMarissa_. That's where you can find me on all socials. I also have a business. I'm launching an NFT project coming soon called Metacaso. So follow that page. And I'm also running for Linden's Board of Education, as we said before. So just be on the lookout for bigger and better things coming soon from your girl.
You got nothing else to drop on them? No real estate property investments they should be looking at, stock market, like, little secrets.
I don't have any stock market secrets. I'm investing. I'm doing some things. I got some behind the scene projects going on, because I'm trying to build some generational wealth. But stay tuned for those things.
Well, if you can, go out and vote too.
Yes, go out and vote. Elections are November 8th, so make sure you guys go vote. My dad is also up for re-election, Mayor Armstead of Linden, New Jersey. So go vote for Linden's first African-American mayor if you're in Linden.
Gang.
On a gang.
All right, man. Feel me? We up out of here.
Peace.
Jersey, culture, 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 culture.